Yo, we're live after the Giants and the Giants victory over the Jaguars 3 hours ago, and also the victory with the Niners. I was over in TRL's channel 4. What's going on, guys? Links right there if you want to hop on. Yeah, I'm just setting everything up now. What's going down, Sam?
What up?
What's up, Sam?
What's up, ITC?
Yeah, I didn't hear you. Yeah, what's good? Now I hear you. Yeah, everybody's gonna come on soon. I just started the stream, that's why. This Sunday night. Well, we beat your division rivals. Beat the Jaguars.
Jaguars are going to probably trade their quarterback.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will. You know, the Jaguars are going to trade their quarterback. I know this.
I mean, I'm not surprised because they do it a lot.
But
It's the Jaguars.
It's in the second year.
Look at this man. Yo, Michael, this is you? Oh, no. Michael, this is you. What are you dressing as? What the fuck did Michael dress?
Let him up. Let him up.
No, but look. This, really?
What do you see? Let him up.
Hang on.
If he's backstage, let him up.
No, he's not. He's not backstage. Nobody's backstage.
Oh. Who's Ed Matter Sports Nation?
Oh, that's Ricky. It's my other Niner.
Where's the two kids at? Carcast.
Oh, they don't come. Carcast, I don't know where he's at. J Mossy doesn't hop on anymore after
49ers. They're
not hopping on right now.
Faithful reporter, somebody.
John Jay? I don't know where they're at right now.
I said faithful.
Busy writing on their teams.
There's one kid's called Mouse dude.
That kid? No, he doesn't come around here. He only comes on the comment section. He doesn't come on the panel no more. Wow. I don't know why. You tell me. You ask him. You ask him, not me.
He should be coming on the panel. I like him.
I
like the kid.
When it comes to lasting relationships, we're thinking of everyone. The new Hyundai Tucson. It's your journey.
When your team needs more space to work and eat, Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's a trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl. Hilton for the stay.
You've already put a parlay on this game. With the life parlay, you place to make it in. You bet you wouldn't burn breakfast. You bet your buddy Jersey wouldn't shrink. And you bet on your driver's questionable detours and sense of direction. All these bets you made had to be perfect. But you pulled it off, and here you are. So try betting on America's #1 sportsbook and get up to $1,000 back in free bets if your first bet doesn't win. With FanBase, and make every moment more.
All right. He should be starting soon. They'll hop on soon, though. Link's right there for them to hop on if they're seeing this.
People having a good time. So to help you remember, the Liberty Mutual customizes your health insurance. Here's a pool party.
Liberty Mutual. They customize your home insurance.
So you only pay for what you need.
What's up, Eric Carmen? What happened to the Broncos, man? I know y'all didn't play with fucking Russell Wilson, but still, you lost to the Jets. Really lost to the Jets.
Plus, a membership with free same-day delivery on fresh groceries and more.
Peacock's the live streaming home for every week of Sunday Night Football. Plus, go deeper with exclusive post-game breakdowns and learn how to change the better fully loaded NFL hub. Because if it's made for Sunday night, it's on Peacock.
NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Jets have been good this year. But still, on general principle, before that year, it's the Jets, though.
I can't find 49ers Faithful Reports YouTube channel.
Just 49er Ultimate Report.
I said 49er Faithful Report.
Oh, J-Mouse. Okay.
Yeah.
No, just Google J-Mouse, Bay Area Sports.
I can't find it.
I don't know where I am.
We are also proud to welcome to Hard Stadium the rest of the 1972 Miami Dolphins. They have been here most of the weekend. Many warm away handshakes, many stories following this. What's under my low joints? Those Dolphins likenesses they are out there. Point toss for more until his return to the field tonight. Here's Melissa Stark.
Tua Tagovailoa has been at the center of a national discussion about player health and safety because 4 weeks ago he hit his head on the ground in the second quarter of the Buffalo Bills game. He appeared wobbly in that game, but after being evaluated in the locker room, it was determined he didn't have a concussion and he returned for the second half. The Dolphins and Tua said it was a back injury that caused him to stumble. 4 days later, Tua was sacked in Cincinnati and again hit his head on the ground. He was taken off the field on a stretcher and to a hospital where he was diagnosed with a concussion. A joint investigation from the NFL.
Oh, Kylie Caperton. Go Dolphins. Oh, she's a Dolphins fan. I forgot. Yeah. No, they're Eagles, yeah. She's rooting for the Dolphins anyways. Here we go. All right. Here we go to the game. All right.
Tua was here last weekend and returned to the team facility last week. We asked Tua if his experience would change the way he played the game, and he said yes. He'll try to get the ball out faster or throw it away. His focus, Mike, is on the longevity of his career.
And he was excited to return to the field, and it's the third straight game with a change in the starter for the first-year head coach, Mike McDaniel, who, of course, was the 49ers offensive coordinator. And on the opposite side, the other Mike Tomlin, year 16 as the Steelers head coach, 18th on the all-time regular season wins list. Big shower here during Football Night in America, about 7:30 or so. It is a warm, humid night as you would expect in Miami. I guess as we are the 72 team, appropriate that the temperature is in.
All right, game time's about to start now. Here we go. Here comes the game. All right, so the Dolphins will get the ball first. Here we go. Raheem Mostert to return. Here we go. This game in Miami. All right. Here's the kick, and it's off. Going to return from the 10, 20, down at the 25, 29-yard line. So here comes Tua in that offense after the injury. Raheem Mostert, Alec Ingold, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki, Teron Armstead, Liam Eichenberg, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Brandon Shell. All right, 1st and 10 now. Full start. Somebody jumped. Yep, false start on the Dolphins to start the game out. Liam Eichenberg, yep.
One thing you don't want to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is give them a reason to blitz you. They're going to come after you. Nothing to do with the concussion, simply that they don't want to try and throw the receiver down the field too long.
All right. Takes a snap. Screen to the left. Juking Waddle, who lose 5. Mollett with the tackle. Second and 15. No, 2nd and 19, another 9. All right, 2nd and 19. Takes a snap. Going to the left. Caught. Waddle, first down. And he waddles for a first down. And he waddled away. Waddle. Anyway, 1st and 10 now. Takes a snap. Tua to the middle. Caught again. Tyreek Hill.
So much of this team during the course of this season, when Tua was in the game, they hit a lot of their big plays right over the middle of the ball. You think about these receivers, you go, they're just running.
All right, 1st and 10 now. Takes a snap. Screenplay to Tyreek Hill. First down. Second and 1 now.
One thing that every professional player fears is that's getting embarrassed. That guy is embarrassed a lot of people.
Takes a snap. Handoff. Should be enough for a first down for the most Raheem Mosterts.
Yeah, we can talk about offensive line all night here, Mike, but really the guy who can protect himself better than anyone tonight is Tua. There's no question. And what he's doing so far is the exact right way to do it. Get the ball.
All right, 1st and 10 now.
Spend time looking for a second and third receiver. Trust this offense. This is working awfully well so far.
And Tua takes a timeout.
They stop to get their act together. Let's meet Pittsburgh defense. Charlotte, Cam Hayward, Theo Hopkins, Arizona, Lee Green, Devin Bush, studying high school, Miles Jack, UCLA, Alex Huxley, Charlotte, Taylor Wallace, is now the defensive coordinator for the Steelers. Long time spot with Dick LeBeau and then Keith Butler and now Austin in charge. He's so glad to have Minka Fitzpatrick back. Minka was a first-round pick of the Dolphins.
All right, here we go. First and 10.
First time back here in this stadium. We said there are a lot of storylines tonight. That's another one I want to come back and show. But he's been up to something I know. The trade he has. At the time of first and 10 to go.
Takes a snap. To the middle, caught. Jaceki. Inside the 15. Bring them. They're about to score already, Miami, on their opening drive. Miami's moving the ball. Takes a snap. Hand off to the Raheem of Mostert. Mostert will be inside the 9-yard line. 2nd and 4.
Slow down the Pittsburgh Steelers pass rush, get that play going, because what it does is it forces those defensive linemen and linebackers to move laterally down the field, and so they can't just plan and become pass rushers.
Anyway, it's 2nd and 3. Ball inside the 9. Takes a snap. Going to the middle. Knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Jaceki. Knocked away.
That's the best play we've seen from the Steelers defensively, because that was a big one right in here. It looked like a touchdown all the way. And Edmonds just somehow managed to get right underneath it. And knocked his hands down there and just banged right off his face.
Down that right arm first.
All right, 3rd and 3 now. Here we go, 3rd and 3. Ball at the 9-yard line. Takes a snap. Tua under pressure, gonna run. He's going to the left behind the line of scrimmage. He scores. Touchdown. Dolphins. Raheem Mostert. The most Raheem of Mostert goes on the opening drive, scoring a touchdown. Touchdown, Dolphins.
You know, I don't know what I thought was going to happen on the first drive with Drew out here, maybe a little protective of himself, maybe a little cautious. A lot of runs, they came out smoking. And Tua was the primary guy getting it done.
All-pro kicker a couple years ago.
Here's the kick, and it's good.
No rust. So it's back. They went fast. They've got fast players. They were going fast pace. Time play is 71 yards and a Mostert touchdown. 7-0. Miami.
All right, here we go.
Legend has it. The Dolphins had a barbecue that fed half a town.
You know what I heard? They drove cross country just to walk the dog.
Apparently, they climbed a mountain to save some wild horses.
Toyota, let's go places. And by Geico, save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. What a great gathering last night here in South Florida. The dinner celebrated the 50th anniversary of the perfect 1972 season. So many of the players on hand. I had the chance to honor to MC that dinner. I gotta tell you, it's been part of it.
All right, back to the game.
It's one of the best. I was like,
I was just checking some tweets right now. All right, back to the game. Steelers will get the ball in their opening possession here. All right, here we go. Kick is up. Touchback. And Pittsburgh will get the ball at the 25. With Kenny Pickett leading this offense. All right, here we go. Ball at the 25. Takes a snap. Handoff. I'll pick up 2 yards for Najee.
Third straight start, but only did throw for the 67 yards last week against Tampa. Came out in the third quarter with a concussion. Was cleared to practice when the work week started on Wednesday. And has had those setbacks leading up to the start here tonight.
All right, here we go. Takes a snap. Handoff. I'll pick up 5. Third and short coming up. He'll pick up. All right. Takes a snap. Pickett. Going deep to the left. Overthrown. Incomplete. They'll be forced to punt now. Intended for Deontay Johnson. Overthrew that one for Pickett. Should be Dolphins ball now. And here's the punt unit. All right, kick is up. And it's kicked out of bounds at the 34. So they'll get the ball at the 34-yard line for the Dolphins. At the 45, never mind, they were spotted it. All right.
So the Holmes can take it from the spot to 45 after the very short 23-yard punt to a 10-yard back. So it'll be a 35-yard line for drive 2 for Miami. They were fabulous.
Here we go. 1st and 10 now. Takes a snap. Bouncing out to the left. Raheem Mostert picks up 5.
Games he finished, he won this year. You heard the timeline on the injuries. He had a great 6-touchdown game at Baltimore. 5th pick in the 2020 draft out of Alabama. It's his 26th career start, but it feels different around him. Man, as he connected with Mike McDaniel, the head coach. McDaniel's personality is one of the
All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 now. Here we go. Takes a snap. To the middle, caught Jalen Waddle. And he waddled away inside the 35. Waddle. Well, they're inside Pittsburgh's territory already, again.
Now they're going to play base once again as those linebackers step up, and you can see how deeply you have to play when you're going against Waddle and you're going against Hill. Play fake to Mostert, and this is just too easy right now. Certainly don't really have the option of coming up and jamming these receivers and trying to play them in again.
Takes a snap, handoff. Mostert, 1st and more. Already inside Pittsburgh's 20. They're about to score again.
They are starting to look like the San Francisco 49ers running these outside zones. We talked about Mostert being a back that totally understood that he really has taken over for Chase Edmonds in the backfield because that is a speed play. And we talk about all the speed of wide receiver. Raheem Mostert is a sprint champion. So now if you get him working off the edge and you go play action off of it and give these receivers time to work down the field, I don't know what you need. 23-yard line.
Your loss.
And he's inside the... Okay. Here we go. 4-yard pickup there. Anyway, 1st and 10 now. Takes a snap. And he'll pick up a yard.
You can tell when you're a talented guy, Hayward's going to go loop around a couple of people here to make this play.
Anyway, takes a snap. Gonna roll. And he'll pick up 5 yards for 2. 3rd and 4 coming out. Anyways, 3rd and 4 coming up now. Takes a snap. Tua to the middle. And it's knocked away. And the Steelers get a 3 and out. This should set up the field goal try now. Took a nasty hit there too in the end zone. Anyway, here comes Jason Sanders to make it a 10-0 lead. The kicker. Here it is. 24 yards from the right hash mark. Kick is up. And it's good. 10-0 lead. Miami up by 10 now.
Nice work. Very hard to score in that one. That is not being the only scary spiders too.
I know it's not a big deal because I didn't scream.
Oh, I see. You didn't scream.
So that's why it's not a big deal.
Think like that.
This what really happened replay is
There you go.
But they know the challenge. Protecting your home with Progressive.
Sorry, I did it.
It's not only viewers who are relevant.
Paid for cross country just to walk the dog.
Apparently, they climbed a mountain to save some wild horses. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Two of you, let's go places.
Here we are. Let's find what the hell is here.
Your signals are coming. You need to tell me what you know. The answer is inside that building.
Stop me, there's a way over there.
I just want to take it back.
So there's Brian Flores, now the Steelers linebackers coach.
All right, here we go.
Head coach the last 3 years, winning record the last 2 of those years. Gets fired after last season. Then a few weeks later, he filed a lawsuit against the Dolphins and the NFL, charging racial discrimination in the hiring process around the league. Latest of the legal proceedings came last month. The league rejected Flores' push to keep the lawsuit out of arbitration. He wants it in open court. The NFL does not. Flores did not talk during the week about the issues around that. He wanted the attention to be on the game and on the Steelers that he's coaching now as an assistant by Tomlin and not on the litigation. But certainly a lot of emotions for Flores as he comes back to the stadium where he was the head coach for the last 3 years.
Anyways, back to the game. And it's a touchback, so Steelers ball at the 25. With 5:30 to go. If you haven't already, hit the like button, by the way. It helps out the algorithm a lot. Helps the channel grow further. I will upload my pick'ems tomorrow, and also will be live tomorrow for the Monday night game between the Bears and Patriots, so tune in for that. And for any basketball fans, I will be doing my Knicks on Friday. Knicks and Bucks this Friday, so tune in for that. That'll be my first basketball stream I'll be doing. Anyway, ball at the 25. Takes a snap, play action, gonna throw, pick it to frame move, and he'll pick up a good 7 yards, 4 after contact. 2nd and 3 now. Ball near the 34-yard line.
Matchups that may be favorable or on the outside, but so far haven't been able to take advantage.
All right, here we go. Takes a snap. Going deep to the left. And it's easy pickings. The receiver slipped and the fucking number 20 got a pick. And they're at the 47-yard line. Easy pick. Dolphins take over. His feet got tangled. He slipped and then the defender, pick it over through. And the defender was right there for the pick. Already looking ugly for the Pittsburgh. All right. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have to set up the thumbnail for later.
Because you never know. Your next wrong turn will take you. Tell you what, let's go places. Burgers, better than Pepsi.
You're a time traveler. To other bodies.
No.
People are gonna die.
So the interception by Justin Bethel, who's playing in this victory. Terry McCauley, our three-time Super Bowl referee, with us in the studio. Terry, what do you see on this play?
So if the defender's playing the ball, feet entanglement, no foul. But if he's not playing the ball, as we see here, and their feet entangle, it is a foul. Now the question is do their feet really entangle with each other, or does the receiver just hit his own feet? It looks to me like he does hit the knee of the defender, which makes this defensive pass interference because he's not playing the ball.
But I will say, Chris, we need to look at that 4 or 5 times to try to figure out what happened.
I mean, he just sort of went down. The knees really are what collided.
Anyway, takes a snap back to the game. Picks up a first down. Chase Edmonds. Yep, Chase Edmonds first down.
That's the second interception of the year for Miami. Pickett throws the pick, and this Dolphins team that is just rolling on offense gets the ball right back in great field position.
Tell you, having Tron Armstead back at left tackle makes a difference. He was out in front of that.
Anyway, takes a snap. Handoff. Edmonds first down inside the 40. Chase Edmonds.
First thing they better do is get an answer going for these outside zone plays, because once this style of offense, let me just call it like the Shanahan offense, once they can establish that outside edge in the run game, everything comes off of that in the passing game. The play action.
All right, here we go. First and 10 now.
It all starts, though, with that one running.
Takes a snap. Tua to the middle. Caught. Easy catch. Jalen Waddle. Inside the 24. Already having himself a day for Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, have yourself a game.
Let's start with the pass protection.
Already.
This is the way the Steelers thought they could win the game, by getting after Tua. But because they've been so successful running the football, now you have people leaning forward, and right now the zone defenses are just out of whack for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, there have been massive gaping holes in the middle of the field.
Anyway, takes a snap. Going to the left. Overthrown. Second and 10 inside the 20 for Miami.
And the great strength of Tua, in my opinion,
What's up,
is
Michael?
his ability to see it, read it quickly, and get the football out of his hands. That is his superpower.
No, Heineke is better than Wentz, though.
Starting to understand this offense of Mike McDaniel, what they're trying to do.
No, Heineke's better than Wentz, in my opinion, though. I agree with Austin if that's the case. Heineke's way better than... And I'm not saying this because he beat us, just overall he's a better thrower than Wentz. Almost picked off. Anyway, 3rd and 10. Almost had a pick there for Wallace. Tyreek Hill intended there. But yeah.
I've been talking so much about how quick his release has been and the timing. That one was a little bit off. They're lucky to come away with an interception on that one by Levi Wallace.
Takes a snap. Tua to the middle. Caught. Almost knocked away. Incomplete. Never mind. 4th and 10 now. Well, knocked away.
Yeah, and now they're going to start playing with their best player in here. Fitzpatrick is going to come down into that lurk position right in the middle of the field. And all right, enough of that.
Links right there if you want to hop on, Michael, if you want to discuss about the whole thing. I don't mind, really. Anyway, they're going to settle for 3 now. Here comes the field goal unit again. Should make it 13-0 if they makes it. Anyway, kick is up, and it's good. 13-10 game. No, 13-0 game. There you go. 13-0 lead.
Well, this resume is good to see. Just not by who
Wentz is still horrible, though, in my opinion.
you need a better plan.
Current Wentz now, but he's horrible. Overall, I can agree with you there, Mike. Overall, in his career-wise, yeah, he's better career-wise. But overall, quarterback now, I'd rather take Heineke, in my opinion,
And improve.
if I'm being completely honest.
And it gets you seen by the right people.
At this point of their careers right now. But I will say overall, yeah, I agree with you. Wentz is better overall. And, statistical-wise, yeah. Statistical-wise.
Achieve clear skin with Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin in 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clear skin even in 4 years. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
What's up, Michael?
It's good. It's good.
So how you were saying about Heineke and Wentz?
I'm saying overall, Wentz is a better quarterback than Heineke because at least Wentz had a somewhat MVP season Heineke never had. He only got the starting job because Patrick went down with an injury. Then with Carson
Alex Smith,
Wentz.
actually. Alex Smith and also Heineke. That was first year was Alex Smith, then it was Heineke. Yeah.
Yeah, really nobody knew who Heineke was. So overall, Wentz is better. But Heineke didn't look special against the Packers. All he was
I mean,
doing-
he looked serviceable. I looked at the numbers. He looked serviceable, but not, all elite.
Well, I was looking. Well, if you watched the game like I did, Heineke didn't do anything special.
And I got to see the highlights on SNF, yeah. They showed the highlights, so I saw what he did and looked at his numbers. But yeah, I ran Jack in House Pockets, and I'm about to get me 2K right now. I'm ordering it now. So that way when I help over Giant Station streams, I'll be playing it. I'm about to get the new 2K on sale this weekend.
I swear, when it comes to these retarded ass Bears fans, and I hate to call out my own fan base when they're wrong, I see what you went through with the whole Daniel Jones thing. You with Giants Nation, I don't know how many Giants fans you are.
No, Giant Station, no, he didn't like DJ, and he probably still doesn't, but that's him. No, that's the majority of the fan base that didn't like him. At least when he hates on DJ, he's reasonable with his points. But with other fan bases, I can respect Giant Station's opinion about the DJ, but I cannot respect the fan base, people who don't watch the games, and, don't see what we see.
I'm just saying.
I'm watching the games. I know what my team is.
I know what my team is too, and it just sickens me to see these Bears. Like,
I just watch the team.
it's just
That's all I can do is just watch the games.
We go from Justin Fields has no help in the offseason to he's a bust now. fair weather fans.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, though. When you're a quarterback, it comes with the territory with quarterbacks. Even when you're not fully responsible for losing games, they still go for the quarterback because it's an easy scapegoat position. Anyway, 4-yard carry. 2nd and 6 now. But yeah.
Justin Fields is going through the same shit that Jalen Hurts went through and Tua went through their second season, where they got criticized.
At this point, you may have to trade for DJ Moore. At this point, throwing all the chips for him.
I don't think the Panthers.
Just get him a number 1 receiver, something. Hell, even Claypool right now.
That's what I've been saying. But these dumbass, delusional Bears fans seem to think that we'll turn into the 72 Dolphins if we just magically move on from Justin Fields.
No, they won't. You'll be starting from where you were before, and it's only 2 years in. You're already giving up on this kid. 2 years in, you're giving up on this kid.
And the reason I want Fields is
if I'm the Bears, I would play out his contract, and if he busts, he busts in the next 2 years. Let him play out his contract, and if he doesn't,
there is not going to be a quarterback class that was good.
You know what? Exactly. Here's the thing, Michael. With the next 2 years on his contract, plus you can option for his 5th year, right? You can use those 2 valuable years to put the weapons around him and build that offensive line. That's what we did over time, and it worked. Once we got some offensive line and trench guys and, overall coaching became better, that's how it worked for us.
And I hate when Bears fans say I root for I'm more of a Justin Fields fan than a Bears fan.
No, I'm a fan of my team. The reason I root for DJ is because he's my quarterback. It's simple. It could be fucking Taylor Heineke back there. I'm going to still root for him. I'm going to pull up his positives and negatives and all this stuff. I'm going to be impartial with my quarterback. It's that simple. I'm very impartial with DJ.
Vice versa with Trubisky. These are these Bears fans.
I've been nothing but impartial towards DJ. I was impartial with him last year. I buried him for that Tampa Bay game last year. I buried him when he threw a lot of boneheaded picks. That's when I got on my quarterback. I know when the best.
Yeah. My only problem is Fields holds on to the ball for too long, and a lot of.
You can only do so much with. You know what I would feel would be a problem with him if he's holding on to the ball and there's no receivers, and he has receivers like fucking DJ Moore, Chase Claypool. If he's still holding on to the ball, then it's a him problem. But if I can understand if he has to hold on to the ball because his receivers can't get open, then I understand your standpoint.
Yes, and the thing is, I always scream at the top of my lungs at the TV, throw the ball away. And I see the replays. I don't want to say, oh, he missed a wide open Dante Pettis. How many times does Dante Pettis catch a ball? The last time Justin Fields throw a
First of all, he's not targeting him, and secondly, Pettis is not doing his job to get separation. It's a receiver's job to get separated, and it's also the separation is not always going to be perfect, every play, but the point of the matter is that you're supposed to get initial separation. You're supposed to do your job, get separated, and Fields' job is to put those throws in tight windows where only the receiver can make a play on it.
Even if he
that's what a winning quarterback does.
Yeah, it's also very rare Dante Pettis like a system.
He has to work on it. I told you about Fields. He has to work on his accuracy, and it's not looking well right now. He has to work on his accuracy. I said this about Fields. If he worked on his accuracy, he could be another Dak Prescott. I'm not lying. He'll be another Dak Prescott.
It's very rare. The only player he trusts on this offense is Darnell Mooney. Hence why he went to him.
Invest receivers and invest in some receivers. It's working for us right now. Wando's finally getting his footing. He had 6 for 50 today. Wando went off on them. But yeah, Wando went off. Wando went off on DJ for the first time since 2010. DJ and Saquon rushed for 100 yards. The first time we had in Giants history since 2010 that 2 players rushed for 100 yards since Bradshaw and Jacobs. So yeah, First time both guys dropped 100 clip on him. DJ had 300 total yards all over that Jaguars defense. Also, Jaguars were saying, "Oh no, the refs gave you 3 first downs and this and that."
There were
Like, what do you mean?
Jaganov even said there were calls on both that were wrong on both teams.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing too, you try to gouge out my tight end's eye out. They tried to gouge his eye out. If you look at his photo, they tried to gouge this man's eye out.
I saw that shit.
Well, I lost because Rodgers sold me in passing, and he got hurt. I needed his over. I took Bellinger's over at 25.5. He had 14, but the injury fucked it up.
I wonder what Bane's excuse is going to be. Oh, like week 1, yeah, that was typical because I think you guys created a blueprint how to beat the Packers.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at this point. They lost to the Jets and now they lost to the Commies. I'm convinced, especially the Commies more. The Jets are actually better this year than the Commies.
Everybody is reduplicating what the Giants did in the second half against the Packers. They know what Aaron Rodgers' plan is. 99% of the game, he's going to throw the ball.
He's going to try to immediate. No, the thing is to try to get pressure on him and force him to throw in completions. That's also that too, and to win up at the line of scrimmage. We invested heavily in the front seven. That's what most teams are supposed to do. We have guys up in the front that can get to the quarterback and generate pressure. That's how we win our games.
Every team is doing that now. The Giants gave the huge blueprint how to beat the Packers.
And you don't do it with the – I mean, you have a couple of pass rushers. The big mistake was trading away Khalil Mack. That was – and also getting rid of Bilal Nichols and Larry Ojanobi. Those guys.
Larry Ojanobi didn't pass his physical. And
but still.
Number two, I don't think Khalil Mack is doing shit on making noise on the Chargers.
No, but he would have made noise. I mean, he's a vital part to your pass rush, no? He would have been a vital part. The defense isn't the problem overall. It's just the offense. That's it. Defense isn't your problem, really.
And the only problem of the defense is the run defense. And I said the middle of the line was going to be a problem.
Yeah, I said the same. The Giants are all – we didn't stop. ETN ran all over us. Now I can only imagine the fucking running back on the fucking Kenneth Walker's going to run on us. I can only imagine.
I'm being realistic about tomorrow. Even if Mac Jones – let's say Mac Jones is going to start. They're going to still run the football.
Claypool, he's short. All right, Claypool's first catch of the game.
They are going to run the football. That's how the Patriots scheme is.
Yeah, they're gonna run with Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson. Watch out for those guys. Ramondre Stevenson and those guys.
Bill Belichick has a good history when it comes to young quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. But I still feel Bailey Zappi's better. I looked at both quarterbacks. Bailey Zappi's better. Only because he could push the ball more further than what he can. One to the left, overthrown.
Are you saying that he's better than Mac Jones?
Yes.
Which is a possibility.
He's better than Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi. I looked at his 2 games. He definitely looks better. He looks a much better thrower than Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi.
There's only one Patriots content creator that I know that I watch. Yeah, I think he's got a very good point that why would you want to ruin this chemistry with Bailey Zappi and just start Mac Jones right now?
You ride the hot hand. You don't go simply back to that quarterback. Just ride the hot hand and see where he takes you. I wouldn't start Mac Jones. I would start, Bailey Zappi.
And high ankle sprains are tough to come back from. And it was not like Mac Jones was having a good season before. Was pretty good before he went down. He was trapped.
All right.
He threw 3 interceptions against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Anyway, 10-point game. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, Mac Jones almost sold that game against the Ravens. Yeah, he almost sold.
Yeah, he almost sold against the Steelers. He only got that one touchdown because Aguilar made us. It wasn't a good throw by Mac Jones, but Aguilar made that good catch.
Yeah. All right, let me get 2K now. Finally, my about deposit came through with Jagganoff. There we go.
Is Kenny Pickens starting?
Kenny Pickett, he's all right, but he's turnover prone as per usual. He's all right, but he's not down that.
I was wondering if Trubisky was starting.
Hey, listen, I'm hoping the Giants can trade for Claypool. Claypool's a good in those jet sweep because we run a lot of jet sweeps, and also he's a good change of pace receiver to catch those first possessions. He's doing what we paid Kenny Galladay to do, but much better. He'd probably be much better than Galladay. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I want Claypool. That's how desperate I am for a receiver at this point.
Claypool or DJ Moore, or even Elijah Moore. I heard he's on the trade block.
Same
even
with
Elijah Moore from the Jets.
Kendrick Bourne.
That Jets receiver. Oh, yeah, that Jets. We also got one of their tight ends that was good. That Cager guy for the Jets. He was really good. Thank God we picked him up.
Yo, how's John Jay feeling? His Chiefs. I mean, not the Chiefs. His 49ers lost
John, yeah, he's angry now. The depression of John came out. That's how bad it was.
He doesn't rant on stream. He rants privately, but CG went off.
Of course, I understand CG because he makes those videos. Yeah, CG's more passionate too, but John's also. But he's not openly about it unless on stream he is. But he doesn't make those type of videos where he just goes on ranting. That's basically what he does on CG. John is normally cool, calm, and collective about it, but he's still frustrated. You can tell he's frustrated from what I've seen. But, he tries to keep it under wraps. He tries his best. I understand. It happens. I've done it for the last 5 years. So I get where he's at right now.
Yeah, I'm passionate about, when we lost to the guys because I was very pissed off.
That's why you saw me?
Yeah, I was very pissed off when we lost to the Giants.
Oh, James West is. Oh wow, James West. He finally.
Oh, it's Mr. James West. Dak didn't look that impressive. you beat the Lions. Congratulations, Mr. James West.
All right, Dolphins ball right now.
Back to what I was saying. I was mad that we lost to the Giants, and then I went off on Brandon because he was trolling.
Yeah, you went off on your whole fan base. Not just him, your whole fan base. You went off
because they always blame the quarterback, no matter what. They think any elite quarterback from Hall of Fame talent would do better on the Chicago Bears right now. Not with that receiving core and that incompetent offensive line with the worst censor in the National Football League. And I know reports are saying that Mustafa has been benched. I do not believe anything that report until I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah. All right. I turned on my PlayStation, so I have it downloading in the background. Going to the left, caught. I'll make sure it's downloading at the half, anyways. 11 minutes to go. Yeah, second short dab the ball. Anyway, back to your point. Yeah. I mean, nobody could survive behind that offensive line, to be honest. Yeah, from what I've seen, and also that receiving cord with nobody's. For sure.
Yeah, even if Justin Fields somewhat has a somewhat clean pocket, there is no receiver to get open. That's why Justin Fields just says, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to run. I'm just going to scramble out of the pocket and do something.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Matter of fact, Tom Brady had a game where he was missing Mike Evans, Godwin, Julio, and it was against the Packers. He struggled, and that proves receivers and infrastructure matters when it comes with developing the quarterback. I guess people see Brady and Peyton make receivers. They just think oh, any quarterback would just come in. I don't think that would be the case.
Anyways, first and 10. Takes a snap. Going to pick up 3 yards. Raheem Mostert, yeah. But yeah, also one of my pick'ems this week. Yeah, I don't think we're beating the Seahawks. We barely lost. We almost beat the Jets. We almost lost to them. But it's hard to win in Seattle. We might lose a trap game. That might be a trap game. I'm being realistic.
Do you want to know who might throw you going into that week?
Oh, it's your homie Nighthawk. I don't care. I don't have a bet with him. I just wanted to win this bet because I had money. I don't care if we win or lose next week. Either way, we're going either 6-2 or 7-1. I don't care, to be honest. We're still going to be above 500, way above 500 next week.
You might, yeah. If he did a rap video on you dissing you, would you want to see it?
No, I would cringe and have a seizure on stream. I don't want to kill myself and my viewers.
Hey,
Anyways,
James West, he spelled field wrong, and CFL. Nah.
I know my quarterback won today, so he can't say nothing about my team now, since we're still a win ahead of them.
And James West, Dak didn't even look that good, dude. He didn't even look that good.
Anyways, takes a snap, went to the left, call incomplete, 3 and out. Chase Edmonds.
You guys played the Lions, bro.
All right, let's see what Pickett does here. They're getting the ball back. We'll see how Pickett looks. Down by 10. They're getting the ball now. They just got a 3 and out. But yeah, I'm also watching this just to absorb Claypool's who in case he gets involved. Because I want to see how he's looking for trade blocks. If he's trying to improve his trade stock.
I like Claypool, but he's more of a drama queen.
I know, no, but under our leadership, that shit ain't gonna fly because we're matured and we're gonna shut it down. Dable's not having any of it. He gets out of line. Dable keeps his players in check, so I'm good with that.
Same thing with our team. It took us this long to bench one of the worst linemen I have. He's the worst. Sam Mustipher is the worst offensive lineman in the history of the NFL.
All right, 2K23. There you go. Download the console. There you go.
At this point, someone got to tell Justin Fields this is not college where he's going to have
I'm going to go ahead and uninstall 2K22 so I can start 23. I'm going to install 223 right now. Also, commercial break. I'm going to make sure it's installing for 2K so I can play later than on our RJ stream when he goes live. All right, delete this 2K. I can delete this one now, 22. I'm going to go to 23 now. I can delete 22 now. Save up the space on my thing. Also, if you wonder, my thing is 2 terabytes, so that's how I got a lot of games. I upgraded my storage capacity on eBay. It was originally 500, but I upgraded to a 2K23. All right, let me delete some games because there's no storage. First off, delete Fortnite because my sisters had it. They were playing last night. I don't know how. Delete GTA 3 for now. All right, I got everything up and running, I guess. Now I just have to wait.
Not only does Bustin Fields need, dude, his receivers don't get open, Mr. James West. So I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. And like I said before, you guys, Dak didn't even play that good this game. You guys, hell, if Cooper Rush looked better than Dak, would have looked better than Dak against the Lions.
Fair enough, yeah, to an extent, perhaps.
James West, you are a definition of a homer, bro.
No, he's definitely
yeah,
old. You're not.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just noticed that.
The only you're making Alex look bad.
Anyway, let me get back to the game. This game's
Alex is
about.
the only Cowboys fan I respect. Y'all Cowboys fans are homers. Y'all not
The only
realistic.
Cowboys fan I respected was Valix. That's he's realistic about his team. And he lost 5. Oh, they're back at their own 5-yard line. See what the Steelers do now.
The Cowboys played the Lions, Eric Cartman. He's obviously blowing the win. Congratulations, you beat the Detroit Lions.
So yeah, I finally got 2K so they could stop complaining about me not having it, especially Gavin. Anyway, 2nd and 14 now. Takes a snap. I got it on sale, so that's cool. Going to the left, caught. George Pickens, 25-yard pickup. Where was this last week? I would have won money if he caught that. Last
Doing
week.
it, George Pickens. I love Kyler Gordon, and he's doing well, but I would have taken George Pickens. Bustin fails sucks. We'll give you Cooper Rush for first. That's a good deal. And then you guys will be trash without Cooper Rush. I thought Cooper Rush was
takes a snap, going to the middle, caught, picks up 3.
I thought Cooper Rush was the starter, the full-time starter for the Cowboys. Why do you want to trade Cooper Rush?
All right, 2nd and 5.
He's your best quarterback in that on the
2nd and
team.
5.
I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, Trubisky's warming up. Uh-oh. If Pickett throws a pick, he might get benched for Trubisky again.
Why do you James West? Why do you want to give up Cooper Rush? I thought he was your savior.
Yeah, I agree, Carmen. Carmen, you're not wrong, to be honest.
Hey, Eric Corbin, what's going on with your Broncos, man?
I'll be realistic, though. Next week, I don't expect to win, though. I'm being realistic. I don't expect to win against Seattle. It's hard to win in Seattle. And they have better weapons than Jacksonville right now. And we let Jacksonville cook us in there. Unless the defense shows up, for now on the pick'ems, I'll pick us to win, right, for pick'em purposes. But I wouldn't be shocked if we lost this game. I'll reveal one of my picks early on.
Hey, can I ask Mr. James West a question? What did
I'll
Dak
pick my
do
team.
today? What did Dak do
Yeah.
today that made you want to suck off? What did Dak do today? Exactly, Eric Carter.
Alongside the 46. Caught Pickens. 7-yard pickup. I knew I should have took his over rather than fucking Brandon Cooks. I should have waited for Pickens because he's eating right now. Anyway, 7-yard pickup. Cameron Hayward's hurt. He's warming up on the sideline. Cameron Hayward. Anyway, 2nd and 4. Takes a snap here. Under pressure to the right. Caught. Pickens, first down. Another catch. 3 back-to-back catches for Pickens. Whoever took Pickens in fantasy is leading. He's at around 7 points, I believe, with 4 catches. Something in the background buzzing? Are you cutting your hair or something?
No, I'm not. That's probably my fan.
Jesus, are you constipated down there?
No, it's my fan.
I'm like, damn.
It's probably the assholes upstairs making too much noise.
Oh, you're living on Claypool on a run. Claypool. He's still going. Picks up 2, but there's a flag thrown at the end of it. They use them on an end around for Claypool because Claypool's used a lot in end arounds. Well, I'm gonna tell Giant Station now.
So far, Miami Dolphins, when they got back, I forgot about they cycled their receivers and figured out Pittsburgh Steelers. A little more difficult.
Notice how James West went quiet when I said, "What did Jack do?" That was impressive.
The outside, more of those underneath throws than most of those outside receivers are where it sets up.
Anyway, takes a snap. Going to the middle. Caught. Claypool. Claypool stiff arming. He'll pick up a good 12, 13-ish yards. To make second down easier. All right, they're moving the ball right now. See what the Steelers do here. See if they cut their deficit. For pick'em purposes, I took Miami and then I took the Patriots the next week. I'm hoping you guys are the only loss I take on the pick'em because you're playing the Cowboys next week. You're playing the Cowboys next week, so hopefully that's a trap game, but I doubt it. I'm hoping.
It is because now that the Cowboys won, they'll start back, and they'll just revert back to the Cowboys.
Loss of 5.
And then James West is gonna cry for Cooper Rush.
Mm-hmm. Well, loss of 5 there for Najee. All right.
Well, for good news, N'Keal Harry should make his starting debut finally.
Well, at this point, you need what you can get.
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying, bro. I'm hoping and praying. Shikari might go
Anyway, 3rd and 12. Takes a snap. Pickett under pressure. Pickett running like he's DJ. Picks up a first down and more inside the 20. And he's wearing number 8, that's why. But, DJ's still the better number 8 compared to him.
Yeah, you guys are winning, but you played the Detroit Lions. And once again, what did Dak do that was special? Like, James West, you're just sounding like a typical Cowboys fan that like to see us.
I mean, beating Detroit's not a big accomplishment, but still. Anyway, 1st and 10 now.
Can we look up Dak?
Hand off to Najee. Najee still going. Najee inside the 10. Inside the 10-yard line. 2-minute warning.
Neither is beating the Jaguars.
Takes a snap, bouncing out. And there's a 2-minute warning. But yeah, if DJ gets us 9, if he gets us 12 or 11 wins, I'm definitely paying him his money. I'm definitely paying him. Same with Saquon. We're already close to there. Oh, you saw the Damian Priest meme? You're washed. It's over.
Let's get some more analysis on that truck. Tender steak. Zero cycle, guys. The new Subway series. What's your pick? That's why we have innovations like vids.
Oh, Giselle, you guys are 3-4, and there's no chance you're going to the Super Bowl. Will you please come home? Look at Tom Brady.
Shut up, bitch!
Tom Brady right now. I did not leave my wife and kids to lose to fucking PJ Walker and Steve Wilkes.
He was special.
Welcome home to NBC's Friday Comedy Hour. The
David. 2-minute warning right now. You still here? Oh, he left. Either's beating the Jaguars. Whatever. We're still 6-1, and we're close to 7-1 though. So we're still a win above you. You beat us, and we're still somehow a win above you. And we still somehow got a win above you.
He's a great guy. I watch it just because he's such a great guy.
That'll be a fun show to watch coming up. Starting here in a few weeks. Inside the 2-minute warning here. Steelers trying to make this a 3-point game. They can count in a touchdown.
Anyways, we're at the 2-minute warning. See if they score here. I gotta edit the thumbnail at the half, so make this quick, Pittsburgh. Takes a snap, going to the right, going deep. Touchdown, George Pickens. Touchdown, Steelers. Pretty girl and Tina Beecher. Hey, listen. That ain't gonna happen the next time we play y'all. Y'all choke on Thanksgiving per usual. It's a cowboy tradition on Thanksgiving to choke. It's only a matter of time before you choke to us. You choked to the Raiders last year. You choked to the Bills before they were even good. You choked to Carolina one time. You choke on Thanksgiving. It's a natural cowboy thing to choke on the holidays. It's all good. We're gonna get y'all and we're due for a victory soon in that AT&T Stadium. So we're gonna get y'all at the right time. Keep the same energy by week 12.
Miami the first 13, Pittsburgh the last 10.
Giants are fraud. Defense carrying y'all, and y'all gonna be crying when it. Yeah, okay. We ain't gonna be crying. Now you guys will be crying at the Thanksgiving table after losing awkwardly. And how are we frauds? We have 5 game-winning drives that we won down to the wire. The defense almost stole today. What do you mean they're carrying? They haven't carried every time. DJ got 5 game-winning drives. So what are you talking? We got 5 game-winning drives, and we're 6-0, and we're 6-1 in all of them 1 game-winning drives. We are 5-1 in those 6 game-winning drives. So what are you talking? Well, make that 6-1 after today's. So, what's your point? We're clutch. My team is clutch. How the hell we're frauds?
This is exactly what Mike McDaniel told us he saw during practice. He's come back sharp and ready to go.
No, he was. He
Oh,
hasn't
we
taken
thought.
a hit really in the pocket yet, but one time he came out on the bootleg.
You realize 20. Anyway, 1st and 10 now. Takes a snap. Going to the middle. Caught. Near at the 50-yard line. Sherwood with the catch. Trent Sherfield. Not Sherwood, my dumbass.
Just so much attention paid to so many different guys on the field. And then you go, who? Intentional. Second, now Sherfield is going to come down the middle of the field, but that has been where the damage has been. And really where it has been throughout the course of this
Anyway, 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 47. Takes a snap. Handoff. inside the 48.
8-yard line. Timeouts for Miami. Minute to go. Pittsburgh gets the ball to start the second half.
This is a big moment for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Their offense responded, took it off their own goal line, gave you a touchdown.
Takes a snap. Under pressure.
Steps up, takes off, slides.
And he'll slide for a first down.
The first down. Where the ball is, the slide begins. He is marked short. It's going to be third down.
That clock's winding. Ball inside the 44, 3rd and 1. Takes a snap. Quick handoff, but there's a flag at the end of it.
I don't think you can go for it there without taking the timeout, which mess it up.
What do you say now?
Running clock factors in a 10-second runoff that Mike McDaniel can use timeout to get out.
Now they're going at it. And now those two are going at it in the comment section.
It's Liam Eichenberg.
How are we from?
Yeah, and it's hard, right? You come up there to the line of scrimmage, and everything.
Anyway, 3rd and 6 now.
Let's go, let's go. And you know you've got that tough reach block inside. Timeout would have been a good thought there.
So they're down to 1.
3rd and 6.
Easy to avoid 10-second runoff. Clock was reset to 26. It's now third down and 6.
Takes a snap. Going to the left. Caught inside the 27-yard line. Tyreek Hill. And McDaniel takes his final timeout with 21 to go.
Miami's final timeout in field goal range with 21 seconds left, leading by 3.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
There's one day bigger than Sunday. Election day. This is the time to make your voice heard because what's on the ballot this election is too important to ignore. Your vote will directly impact you, your community, and our country. Get registered now and get educated on your choices. NFL teams across the league are utilizing their stadiums for election-related activities. Go to NFL.com/votes, register, and research your ballot today.
So you've taken up running. Apple Watch is taking up a few new things as well. First, it tracks distance. Now, it tracks your
All right.
It knows the breaststroke from a backstroke. It checks for temperature changes and estimates when you want to look at it. When you're dreaming, it's measuring your REM sleep down to the minute. And it can detect serious car crash that calls for help. So, yeah, a few new things.
This restaurant has changed the name of the pizza. But they don't have table cloths, or waiters, or walls. Yeah, because they broke them all down with the help of pizza and juicy skinny meat that they can serve anywhere.
A breakfast croissant plus seasoned potatoes for $3 and the red shirt in you?
It's just a standard work shirt.
Hey, let's stay humble, man.
Thank you, bitch.
All right.
This face.
New exclusives streaming now. Great tips from Tony Hookie, Jason Garrett coming up to the halftime. Big Jason to a quarterback from Mahomes to Brady and Rodgers.
Eric Carmen, that's assuming he hops on the panel, which I doubt. Anyway, back to the game. First and 10 now.
Receivers over, there goes closer back across now.
First and 10 now. Takes a snap. Tua going deep to the left. Nearly picked off, but knocked away. Tua almost turned the ball over there.
Gutsy play right there, but you're going to see Sutton on the outside, reel back, and this is right in his hands. Now remember, he's coming off a hamstring injury and just could not bring it in. They've had a couple of opportunities for huge plays on defense. That would have been massive to go in with that kind of momentum they have.
All right. Second and 10. Hold up, there's a flag. And it's a 5-yard penalty on them. Second and 15 now. Ball outside of 33. Takes a snap. Going to the left. Gets out of bounds. 3-yard pickup. All right. The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. All right, 3rd and 12 now. Takes a snap. Going to the left. Caught. Gets out of bounds again one more time. And they'll send out the field goal unit to make it a 6-point game. Here comes the field goal unit. Kick is up. Good. And it's good with 2 seconds to go. This should be to the halftime, though. Well, this should take us to the half.
Steelers tonight than I've seen them look this year. They slugged it out with Cincinnati on opening day. Yes. But this is the way the Steelers.
All right, halftime. What's up, Brandon?
What is going on,
What's up?
boy? I don't have a name. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, they're going at it in the comment section, per
Reading
usual.
that. I'm trying to read that right now. All I saw was honestly, I feel bad for your parents, and I'm like, oh shit, I know something's looking good. Chicago Michelle. All right, let me go back. Yeah, I didn't really watch this game because I'm not that interested, but I saw Minka
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick like obliterated somebody.
Yeah. Well, by the way,
What's up?
oh yeah, I finally got 2K now. So yeah, after Dragon off paid.
Well, you have it in PlayStation now.
Yeah, I got 2. I just got it now. It's downloading in the background. I left my PlayStation on the download during the game.
You're so lucky 2K isn't crossplay because I would whoop your ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you play yet?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for the shit to download. It's downloading now.
I want to see.
It's downloading in the background while I'm commentating this game. So when I go to Giant Station stream later tonight, it should be on.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get the game till about like Christmas, New Year's Eve type thing.
On Christmas now, I know Christmas now. I'm definitely gonna be able to get Call of Duty now.
Oh, did you get your money?
Yeah, I got my money. That's what I use my money for.
Oh yeah,
I bought 2K.
Oh,
then after that, now on Black Christmas now I can focus on Call of Duty now.
Oh, at least he didn't bet Welch.
Yeah, he paid me in RJ. Yep, DJ has 5 game-winning drives now.
Yeah,
and they say he's still a fraud.
Hey, you know that bust list or whatever the fuck they make every year about like the most injured teams?
Yeah,
it's like the bust list or something like that. It's crazy because Chuck Knox had posted it, and this is the first time that I see us so high but actually be winning at the same time.
Yeah, with nothing around.
We're always high on the list, but we're always losing. Now it's different.
What's up, John?
What's up, John Jay?
I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I mean, you played the Chiefs. You played the Chiefs, so it's like
that is true, but we played so bad in the second half. Like,
I mean,
yeah. Don't worry, you'll get back to 500 against your Suns in LA.
There you go.
Oh man, I don't know how to feel right now. Like,
who's first place in the division? You guys still, right?
The Seahawks.
No, the Seahawks. They won. They're 4-3.
The Seahawks won today.
So basically,
a lot of NFC West teams are going to be rooting for us this week to take down Seattle.
I think I fell asleep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this. Like 3 teams from the NFC East are going to the playoffs.
It is, yeah.
Hey, John Jay, remember you picked the Jags this week.
The bigger question is who's going to get that 7th seed. That's the bigger question.
With
that extra seed. That's the bigger question. Who's going to get that 7th seed? We already know who the 5th and 6th seeds are right now.
Oh, man. Whatever. I just got to keep rooting for
going to get number 7.
my trash team. Anyway.
I think either the Falcons. The Seahawks. No, they're leading, but who's the 7th seed now? The Falcons?
Probably. I don't know. I have to say this. I was wrong. I finally, after 6 weeks, my prediction of the Giants finally ended. I kind of felt
didn't you pick us against the Cowboys?
Yeah, I know. I picked the Cowboys to win.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
gut told me to pick the Giants against the Packers, but they were still very early in the year. Didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
But I
took
the Giants to beat the Ravens. I said that's the trap game and take the trap.
No, next week's going to be a trap game in Seattle now. Now that they're actually above 500.
Now
next week's a trap game compared to what we had today.
Friend, I don't know. I heard he's.
Now that's a trap game.
I heard he's in hiding or something. I don't know.
No, he paid me. I got paid.
So
he didn't bet Welch.
It's the bus ranking. So we're the 3rd most injured team with the 2nd best record.
Bus ranking.
The bus rankings. The top 10 injured teams are I'll tell you right now. I think it's New England, Seattle,
San Francisco's number 1.
Actually, you guys are 7th.
No, we're number 1.
10, 9. Actually, it has you ranked. Wait, 10, 9, 8. Actually, no. It has you ranked 8th.
No, we're number 1, 100%. I have the chart it is what it is.
Wait, hold on. Well, this is for week 6. This is coming into week 7. So it could have changed. But from what I'm seeing, it says you guys are 8th.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't care. My team sucks. We're down bad.
The Rams are there. Cleveland. I don't know though. Some of these teams aren't more injured than Niners. I don't know how they make the scores, but hey, whatever.
It's that bias that
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got the rate, but I think the top 3 with the Ravens and Giants in there is probably accurate. I mean, the Chargers are top 5, which I can understand in a way. The Saints should be a little higher too because the Saints have mad injuries. San Francisco should be
We're
higher.
on top 5 and we're still managing to win games. Just off of coaching
San
alone.
Francisco should be higher considering that they had more of their impact players hurt, if that makes sense.
Right now, I'm just making a thumbnail at the half for the pick'ems. I got the Ravens game. That's the next week.
You got teams like Baltimore, for example, who has injuries, but a good amount of injuries aren't quote unquote their impact players.
Well, the Eagles are the best team. They are the least hurt in the NFL.
I see that right here. They're the least hurt.
That is true. The Eagles and the Jaguars are also healthy.
Yeah. I feel like Buffalo's a little too high for not being because they have some injuries. Dallas is only the 10th least injured team, which doesn't make too much sense, I guess.
Hey, there's a guy called the SF Brad or SF Niner or whatever. Anyway, he's a very big Niners channel, but he posted on his community tab the list of the most injured players, and at the bottom is the Niners, and he's a very respected. Yeah.
Oh no! If I had to make my own list, Niners are top 3 in injuries to me. I mean, like I said, they lost.
Yeah, they're definitely up there.
They lost so many impact players. That's that's a pain in the ass.
You guys are also down there, which I was surprised. You guys are also down there.
Well, we're missing a lot of fucking people.
And then
we got hurt today.
I didn't know the Cardinals were as bad as our teams.
But yeah, we're up there now, especially after Bellinger got to try to get his eye gouged out, and we lost Evan Neal and the other guy.
What happened to him? Like, how did that happen? Like, did he get hit?
He caught the ball right when he was diving down. He was diving on his back. The player accidentally stuck his finger, like the one tackling him, inside his mask, and then he poked it. Yeah, he gouged it basically.
That's why they're like every NFL player, except kickers and punters, they need to have that the visor. The visor. Yep.
Listen, this shit. I bet Jaganov didn't mention the eye gouge, huh?
Yeah, he didn't mention that his player tried to blind him.
Hey! All that I know is that he's in hiding. That's what CG says. He said he has the milk carton out for him. Oh man,
he'll come back out after they beat Eric. Hey, listen, he might come back out because they're playing the Broncos next week.
John Jay, you think you guys are still the new Jets?
The way we played like the old Jets.
No, those injured, like you guys do good against it. Like even if when being injured, you guys still do good.
Well,
but you can't do that every year, you know.
All our backups are supposed to be like really good, like Charles Ometa, who he's good. Drake Jackson, who for some reason they don't play him. Like play Drake Jackson. He's a good. We drafted him 62 overall. Play Flanagan Foles. Like, why are we not playing Flanagan Foles?
How did CMC do?
He had 10 touches, 50 total yards.
Yeah, he
only played 18 snaps. So imagine in only like a few days. Imagine an entire week.
His snap count's gonna increase now. I know that for sure next week against the Rams.
Yeah, CMC was like he wished he could play like the 40 snaps that he got in Carolina.
If you're wondering why I don't have the scoreboard right now, I'm editing the thumbnail. I'll get the scoreboard up once I finish this thumbnail. I just had to add
the only people
player.
in the comment section right now are James West and Chicago Sports Talk, Michael.
You never know, but still.
No, I'm saying like anybody who else is watching is just watching the fight because nobody else is commenting. they're watching this fight right now. They've been going at it long before I got here.
I don't know why a Bears fan and a Cowboys fan are arguing. Like,
That's weird, right?
I know,
Originally-
like there's no like real like rivalry. Like, say it was like the Giants or the Eagles or the Commanders, because that's the division. So, or the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions with the Bears. Makes sense. But it's so weird.
Originally, like, it was us. It was me, Watch C, and James West. But I guess it just turned out the other way.
Jeez. Let's go, Bailey Zappi. Now he's gonna get mad at me. Oh man,
Bailey Zappi. Where is Mac Jones anyway? When is Mac Jones coming back?
I don't know.
Where's Mac Ultra? Gotta figure that man out.
That culture, he's a dude who's a Patriots fan, but he lives in Louisiana. I don't know how that works.
Hey, John Jay, let me ask you. You guys are what, 3-4 right now, right?
Yep.
This might be a hard question considering we didn't see too many games out of him. But with Trey Lance, you guys have more wins or less wins?
Trey Lance, what do I think he's gonna do in the future, or like?
No, I'm saying if he never gone down, more wins or less wins right now. Like, I know it's a hard question to answer, but if you do have an answer.
I felt that Niners, by the time we played the Chiefs, I think we would have been almost the same, because our players always get hurt. Yeah. I still felt that we would have still got McCaffrey, even if Jimmy wasn't a starter. But one thing Trey does that Jimmy cannot do is that when the pocket breaks down, he's able to escape and survey the field, or if he has to run to avoid the sack and get some yards, in the new NFL, that's what you need. But again, I said in the first 6 to 8 weeks, Trey Lance was going to be understanding the league, and then by the end of the season, he would have started to improve. I still felt the Niners were a 9-win team with Trey Lance. I still felt that, and I think we would have been like a number 7 seed. Probably, got knocked out in the wild card round, but
at least that's experience for the young players.
He's getting the experience, because like that's all we want to see is him to play and play a lot before we can make a judgment. Because like next year, is year 3, and then after that, year 4, and if say Trey doesn't improve in those 2 years, and Jimmy goes to another team, and he somehow has success, Kyle's gonna get fired because they went for him.
Do you think here's a follow-up to that. Do you think that the leash on Trey Lance is going to be more extended than it would be with normal situation with a rookie quarterback, or at least in his draft class? If let me reword that. Like Mac Jones or Justin Fields, they'll probably get 2-3 years, but Trey Lance, do you think he would get extra time, considering his first year he only played 3 snaps and he had gotten hurt this year as a freak injury? Or do you think it's going to depend on if Kyle Shanahan gets fired, or just the patience on the franchise itself?
So there's 3 factors. Like, it depends. Like say somehow the Niners salvage the year, and somehow we win the division, which I don't know if that's even possible at this point.
Well, considering how your division's
football.
Considering how your
watching
division's
from
playing,
Brazil, very good your channel. Thank you, man. Thank you from Brazil, by the way.
Considering how
now we
you're
got some
playing,
support from Brazil.
Considering how you guys are, like, how the division is, I mean, it is possible.
Mm-hmm. So, like, Christian McCaffrey, he's going to stick around for the Niners he has 2 years after this season. Trey Lance has 2. He'll have 2 years left on the contract, so he's going to have McCaffrey, Wilson, and Mitchell. So he's going to have a lot of running backs.
Okay.
Debo ain't going nowhere for at least 2 more years as well. Kittle ain't going nowhere for another 2 years because his contract is starting to catch up. Ayuk, we have him for another 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talent. So for him, as long as he does what Jimmy does with the talent that he has on offense and develops, that should be good. But if Kyle cannot salvage, or like if he loses with Trey, Kyle's gonna have 7 seasons already under, by the time Trey finishes his first full season. So there's a lot of factors to it because
Personally, I think if this year, I doubt he would get fired. But if Kyle Shanahan gets fired this year, because maybe the fans, right? Maybe the fans are calling for it, or the franchise is impatient and they think they're giving us time. I think if he was to get fired this year, the Trey Lance experiment is more than likely over, just because of like how other GM is it like for as a Giants fan, it's a little different because it wasn't. I mean, drafting any player is an experiment, but like Daniel Jones wasn't labeled as an experiment QB. Meanwhile, Trey Lance was, just because of like their careers were different, or whatever. So I feel like based on that, just to see how Trey Lance was, I feel like another GM or another coach or whatever want their own QB. Like most GMs are QBs. Like, I mean, just because Daniel Jones playing good doesn't mean he's gonna be here next season. He might get shipped out. But with that as well, it's hard to say considering you guys traded 3 first-round picks to move up to get him 3rd overall. So, not to take anything from Trey Lance, but honestly, I feel like by the ways that every franchise in the NFL over the last 10 years has been getting more impatient to find that guy, I feel like Trey Lance, to me, is going to end up getting an unfair chance in this league based on his first 2 years. That one, the first year, he only played 3 starts, and when he played, he got hurt after a while. And then this season, he got hurt so quick. I feel like they're going to end up giving him an unfair chance and only giving him such a short leash, especially if Kyle's gone.
Well, all I can say is that hopefully we can develop this kid because again, it's like this is Kyle's 6th season. He has a losing record in the regular season. He's 4 games under 500. This is year 6. Year 6.
Yeah.
Other coaches, like I talked about this on my show. Like I never like talking about the Cowboys, but Jason Garrett was given a lot of pass. His first 3 seasons, he was 24-24. Didn't go to the playoffs.
That's a fact.
They just kept keeping him. Then he won, had a good year, lost in the playoffs. Another 8-8. Then he had a losing season, 8-8, and then the Dak Prescott came in, 8-8, etc. Like he had so many breaks, and I see our owner copying, the Cowboys owner. Hey, he's a good coach. Like we're not going to jump the gun because he has more losing seasons than winning seasons. They've built a great culture. It's wonderful. We're okay. No, number one, you're the 49ers. Like, that's what you want? Like, you want, like, your general manager and coach to be best friends? No, the general manager is the general manager for a reason.
The general manager is the boss.
Yeah.
It's simple.
So, like, it's so weird. Like, I know Jerry Jones, he is who he is, and that's why. And again, I'm not trying to be mean to Cowboys fans, but as long as Jerry Jones is there, like since 1995, like I don't know how many playoff wins they have. At least we've won playoff, games. And I'm not trying to take any shots at any Cowboys fan because I like my boy Alex. I like my boy. He's a good dude. He says the same thing. As long as we have Jerry Jones, Sean Jay, this is who we're gonna be. And so and that's me being like an NFL fan.
This is why certain players or maybe fans and stuff, they'll say, oh, finally, after finding the right coaching staff, they'll say, we finally have a modern coaching staff. It's always that word modern, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, considering like analytics aren't everything. So when people are bringing up the numbers for every situation, people will bring up the numbers to see if they have to take a shit at that very moment. It's stupid, but at the same time, analytics are important as well. And this may seem like not a little off topic, but at the same time, I mean it in the sense that these franchises, like these owners, like Jerry Jones, and like these older dudes in these franchises, GMs that've been there for like maybe 12 years, they'll look at it and oh, this worked before, it should work now, but they don't want to adapt. So certain things like sticking with Kyle Shanahan. Okay, yeah, don't worry, it worked before. We went to the Super Bowl. He can get us there again. Meanwhile, the fans are saying, no, he's not going to get us there again. That was one time. He's not producing since then. And it's a very, I mean, look at what we had. We had after Tom Coughlin, even Tom Coughlin wasn't working for us after a while. But after Tom Coughlin, who we had? Pat Shermer, Ben McAdoo, Joe Judge, and they were all. Pat Shermer had a good offense, but other than him,
some of them are not meant to be good coaches. They're better coordinators than coaches.
They all played like if they were still stuck in the Stone Age. That's the problem. So at least with Kyle Shanahan, I'll give him credit. He's hell of a lot better than Jason Garrett as a coach. I'm not gonna say he's not, because he is. But at the same time, Kyle Shanahan, he made the Super Bowl once, and honestly, since then, yeah, he made a few playoff appearances. But I mean, it's hard to tell with Kyle Shanahan. He's dealt with a shitty hand of injuries and stuff like that. But after a while, the leash disappears, just like it does with quarterbacks as well. The leash disappears.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. Like the Barlow, even when he was winning Super Bowls, he was always on. He was always on Bill Walsh. He said, "Hey, Bill Walsh, great stuff. We won 4 Super Bowls in the '80s. You guys could have won 5. You guys could have won 6. But there was mutual respect. And I know owners now with the new NFL, bargaining agreement, the unions, owners don't have the full power to veto what coaches do, and I get it. Yeah, the owner should not do everything. They shouldn't coach. They shouldn't GM. They shouldn't etc. But you guys have $1 billion franchise, so billions of dollars. It's a lot of money, and that's why I make fun of the Lions. I know I have respect for TRL, but I make fun of the Cardinals. Like, how can you have been in the league for so long and you guys can't
100 years
develop,
and can't win a Super Bowl?
Great teams. Like, why are you guys always at the bottom? Like,
you know what that is, John Jay? I feel like we all in high school, for example, had a group of friends, and all of us needed that one friend, or some of us were that one friend in that group that had to be the bullied one. Like, I'm sure Michael and his friend group is the one they make fun of. All right, which at the end of the day, they're all friends, and they still are friends with Michael. But he's the one that's gonna take that heat because somebody has to. It's just that simple. And I think when it comes to certain teams, it's the same way. There's got to be a team that sucks. At least there's got to be multiple teams that suck. In a league of 32, there's got to be a good amount of teams that suck. That 8 teams that they're trash. At least. So when it comes to that, I feel like that's an answer.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, of course, imagine if every team won a Super Bowl. It would take like 3 decades for every team to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, it's hard. But the point is like, as long as your team is competitive, you guys are winning, you're making the playoffs. That's what you want to do, because when you win your division, you have a higher chance of going to the Super Bowl, and you have fewer games, to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Securing the first seed is the point. Yeah.
So the title game, should be like best case scenario. If you make it to the Super Bowl, it's wonderful. But as long as you're in the playoffs, and there's always going to be really good teams. There's going to be always really bad teams. It's how it is. But if you're able to have winning seasons, year after year after year, always develop, and that's why draft picks are very important. Of course, no one's going to get all their 7 draft picks all perfect. Yada yada. But as long as you're
supposed to,
even though obviously
you're supposed
I hate
to be guys,
even though I
to contribute to what you want to do on offense and play to the strengths of what you're trying to do. That's the whole premise of the draft.
Even though I hate this team, I always have to give them credit, because the reason that they are able to make the playoffs and have winning seasons and stuff like that is simple, because of drafting. The Cowboys, even though they're the butt of everybody's joke, they are the most valuable franchise in NFL for a reason, considering they have had success in the past. And yeah, they haven't had the same level of success, but they still, even though, they've won what, 2 playoff games since their last Super Bowl. But even then, they still had a good amount of success to actually make the playoffs. That's why they're always in the conversations for everything, because they draft well. I mean, look at that entire O-line. They draft so well that people question them to see if they're cheating with the salary cap. That's how well they draft. So with certain teams, that's just how it is. Now, I have to ask you a question, because you were saying like certain teams, how they, they're winning or whatever. With that, certain teams are winning, but at the end of the day, they win so much and so little at the same time. What I mean is, like, look at the Packers. They win. They were the first number 1 seed like 2 years in a row, and then they lose to a overachieving 49ers team last year, or the year before they lost to the Bucks when they should have won that game after 3 interceptions. They should have been able to do something with that. They lose to teams that they probably should have beaten, and that shortens the leash on both the coach and quarterback, depending on situation. So I want to ask, who gets fired first, Matt LaFleur or Kyle Shanahan? That's an interesting one, right?
So
that's one I got to think about.
So Matt LaFleur was dealt a good hand when he arrived there, because they had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, for sure.
But you want to see him eventually when Rodgers leaves. Rodgers going to be leaving, I don't know, either this year, next year, I don't know. But eventually he's going to retire. And you guys drafted Jordan Love. And unfortunately, you paid so much money that there's no confidence in this kid. Because if you're like, all right, we're confident enough, if Roger wants to leave, we're going to go with Jordan Love. Like, that's what you do. You put, your money where your mouth is. They drafted the kid. When it comes to Kyle Shanahan, and, some people, why they defend him, is like, he's never had a quarterback. Okay, why did you get Brian Hoyer in 2016 and not look at Patrick Mahomes? Oh, because he doesn't want to develop quarterbacks. He doesn't want to develop a quarterback. Okay, so is that the reason why when you drafted a quarterback, it was C.J. Beathard, who was a 5th-round talent? So that's kind of stupid. So Kyle's made a lot of dumb decisions on the offense. He's never had the offensive line. Never had an offensive line. Like, they invested so much, but he's never had an offensive line. So, like, this guy's supposed to, and so many wide receivers. Dante Pettis left, not because, he was trash. It's that it didn't fit the system. Because he could return the football. We drafted Richie James. Doesn't fit the system. Because he can return the football.
Dante Pettis was one of those dudes when the Giants got him. It was like, really? How did they get Dante Pettis? Because he was a 2nd-round pick, and he didn't have a bad first year. He had a bad second year, or I'm thinking he was there the second year, but he wasn't. Not that he had a bad one, but it was not as good as the first year. But it was always about the system, because we Giants fans, we did research. It was always about the system, and it was like, okay, whatever. He doesn't fit the system. He looked good. It's as simple as he looked good before. He could look good with us.
Also, Kyle, if you don't do what he wants, you're going to be put in the doghouse. What does that mean? What does that mean? You traded back in the 2021 draft.
Just to put him in the doghouse, yep.
And you put him in the doghouse. What the hell is wrong with you, Kyle Shanahan?
And once you let him out the doghouse, he went off against the Falcons.
And then your general manager says like, we expect greatness.
When Dible's getting all the coverage.
So it's kind of weird how, we have this great dynamic. But when it comes to the offense, it's like, okay, if you're not blocking, you don't get the football.
Yeah.
Right? So you fire Kyle because what kind of coach says, even like the bad teams that are developing, they're putting their rookies out there to develop them. Yes.
Yeah.
Are they going to look good? No. But at the end of the day, you put them out there. Like when you draft,
put them out to let them develop.
When you drafted Trey Lance, you were telling the faithful that Jimmy's still good. We'll develop Trey Lance whenever we feel he's ready. We'll put him in. No, what you should have done was if Jimmy's not the guy, you trade him. If Mac Jones, if you really like, you should have drafted Mac Jones. If you didn't want to do that, if you wanted someone who was a Lamar Jackson and a Drew Brees, just draft Justin Fields, and he didn't want to do that either. So it's kind of stupid why we still have this argument. It's really frustrating, but that's my coach.
I personally felt like the Niners should have gotten Mac Jones and the reason I say that is because if you look at when Kyle Shanahan had Matt Ryan. I mean, it worked out. I'm not saying Mac Jones, Matt Ryan, definitely not. But Mac Jones coming out the college, he was somebody who deliver accurate passes. Meanwhile, Trey Lance was somebody who was known as a project that can make big plays, but was a little iffy about the passes. So stuff like that is, I guess, it doesn't make sense to me how Kyle can say the system, and then make certain decisions around his personnel. Maybe it goes to show maybe it's not Kyle making the decision, not the Niners fan, but there could be a chance that maybe there's somebody in his ear saying otherwise, or no.
And again, like I remember the day before the draft. Like, of course, I'm not gonna lie, I did not want Mac Jones, but I never said Mac Jones was awful. When you're being drafted in the NFL, you're way better than all the other college, players. So I said, if we draft Mac Jones, okay, I'm gonna support him. But if he does boneheaded mistakes, I'm not gonna give him a pass. But I felt that the right pick, if he wanted, like 5 days before the draft, he said, I'm looking for a quarterback with Lamar Jackson abilities, who can run the football, but I'm also looking for a quarterback like Drew Brees who will stay in the pocket. I said, all right.
So what do you want?
Justin Fields makes a lot of sense by you saying that. But then he says, all right, no, we picked him up because we always liked Trey Lance. We liked him. We never thought, because of the situation, because they thought they were going to be good in 2020. We weren't. And he says, we still love Jimmy. We still love Jimmy. We want to develop him. So basically, like their plan was to bring a quarterback, number 3 overall. Well, guess what? You could have waited into the second round.
Oh, general manager, right? The Tampa is on screen.
Because Kyle Trask was way better than Mac Jones when I scouted him. Kellen Mond was a good quarterback, basically more experienced, but the same as Trey Lance. They could have waited into the second round and drafted like an offensive lineman corner. No, we traded up, gave Miami all our picks. Yep. So,
It's crazy. The year that the Niners made the playoffs of the Super Bowl, I hated them. I was trying to root for them to lose every fucking week, especially when they played the Saints. I was so pissed when they won. I like Kittle, but other than that, like I didn't want to see them win. And they had a philosophy that they had something to win with. They had, a consistent running game, obviously with 3 good running backs. They had a quarterback that didn't have to do it all, just game manage, just that simple. They had a line who blocked, or they blocked well. They still had, I'm pretty sure they had Trent Williams that year, didn't they?
In 2019.
Oh, they didn't.
Oh no, they didn't have.
Did you?
Yeah,
no,
I'm pretty sure.
We had
Yeah. So you still had Trent Williams, who's been the best.
Joe Staley. No, Joe Staley.
Joe Staley before he
it was Joe
retired.
Staley. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it was Joe Staley. And you had George Kittle, who was out of his mind blocking and receiving. And then the defense, don't get me started on defense. The D line was, I think the secondary was a little weak, but the D line made it so that
they made the secondary
strong.
look average because that's what a good front seven does.
The good front seven made that secondary look above average.
I mean, that's the majority of the case. That's what the Giants are doing now. We have a good front seven because our secondary is just average at best.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that was things that made him win. Nowadays, it's just like, yeah, you still have injuries. Yeah, of course, those injuries aren't helping. But after a while, I mean, you got to deal with it because injuries are part of the game every year. I mean, as a Giants fan, I'm told that every year. Oh, well, next man up, and now we're doing it. Next man up, and we're finally doing it. So it's like
it's a philosophy we're going off of. So yeah.
But who else can you get on the market that's better than Shanahan? If you think about it, though.
So I can't believe I'm going to say this, but one coach that I can't believe I'm going to say his name, Grant Cohen. I didn't know Sean Payton was from San Mateo. I didn't know he was from the Bay Area, but he's from San Mateo. So maybe he wants to come back home. Maybe wants to be with his family.
Hey, go pick
Because
up
he has family
Sean.
out.
Hey, go pick up.
But
Hey, listen, go
I
pick up
like-
Sean Payton.
But I like Ken Dorsey because Ken Dorsey, was a quarterback coach in the MVP season for Cam Newton. As I start to realize Trey Lance, maybe Cam Newton was because after you watch
Hey,
Trey
you're not the
Lance,
only one that wanted Ken Dorsey.
he
I wanted Ken
reminds
Dorsey
me of
before we got
Cam
Kafka.
Newton. Cam Newton was a 61% pass, pass completion. Even in his MVP season, I think he was 63%, even when he was an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance,
But yeah.
I think, is going to be at best a 60% passer. So I think you need a quarterback. And of course, everyone talks about, he's like Josh Allen. He's coaching Josh Allen. So I think Ken Dorsey would be a great coach for Trey Lance because then he would not do a lot of power runs and a lot of these dumb things that Cal does.
Yeah.
And Dorsey also played for he was a horrible quarterback with the thing. He was a horrible quarterback. But he's also from the Bay Area. So I would go with Ken Dorsey. I will go with Ken Dorsey.
Hey, listen, I wanted Ken Dorsey before Kafka, like I said, but yeah, you guys should pick him up.
All right, so look, we got the
and also the Buffalo connection.
On the same topic of coaching, right? So let's look at the game we got tonight. We got the Steelers versus the Dolphins, obviously, and I think we can all agree this might be
Steelers. Yeah, Tomlin versus Mike McDaniel.
Well, as far as coaching, I think we can all agree that Mike Tomlin, this might be his first season under 500. I mean, it's a tough thing to look at because it's never happened. But at the same time, this team isn't good. Do you think Mike Tomlin's leash is going to get shorter within the next 2 years, considering he has an offense? Because I'm sorry, that offense is not. It has talent on it, but something's not.
It has a lot of talent.
Obviously, Mike Tomlin is not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy. The defense still looks fine considering the injuries they have as well, but that offense isn't doing shit. If the offense can't score and they can't score, clearly, this man's not gonna. He's not gonna have a much longer. I don't know. It's weird because Mike Tomlin is a coach that you think is gonna retire with the team, and I'm pretty sure will. But it's weird because he's gonna underachieve the next 1-2 years, depending how Kenny Pickett plays. And even when Kenny Pickett's in there, Kenny Pickett doesn't look bad, but the offense still not producing. So it's like
must be a thing must be a coordinator thing, I guess.
What do you guys think about Mike Tomlin with the Steelers right now?
See, and this is just my opinion and what I know about the owners of the Steelers, the Rooney family.
The Rooneys.
From 1969 all the way to I think like 1990, Chuck Noll was their head coach. They dominated in the 70s. They were very consistent. But the Steelers started to decline because those players were getting older.
Yeah.
So Chuck Noll stepped down. He stepped down, and they brought in Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher came in. They didn't have a franchise quarterback, but they won a lot of games. After he won the Super Bowl, I think he coached one season. He was 8-8, and he retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Rooneys have not fired a coach since I think 1968. So if history tells us, I don't think they're gonna fire him. If he has say
no, I don't think they'll fire him.
He has 3 consecutive losing seasons, then they'll probably fire him. But again, I don't think
Mike Tomlin will be
they'll
fired.
probably ask for his resignation. They'll probably
they would say, hey, you've done so well for us. We don't want to fire you, but it isn't working out. Let's come to a mutual agreement where you step down and you ask someone from your staff to take over the team, or you suggest somebody that we should bring in. Like when Chuck Noll stepped down, they brought in Bill Cowher.
Yeah. It's weird because Mike Tomlin, is the way we're talking about him, you'll think he's 70, but the dude's only 50, 54?
Yeah, because he came into the league. I think he was 30. Is in his 30s when he became a head coach. He's been in the league for a long while.
35.
Yeah, 35. He's in his early 50s now. Yeah, close to his early 50s.
He's in his early to mid 50s right now. So clearly he has much more time. But it's you're looking at the Steelers team. I don't see anything promising yet, considering, again, they have a rookie quarterback, so there's time to we have time to wait on him. And then the offensive system, it could be a coordinator thing. At the same time,
I
it's
agree.
just
The coordinator.
it's just difficult to look at this team who has underachieved since they last won the Super Bowl. I mean, they had 3 borderline Hall of Famer players, which Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer, obviously.
Yeah, I think so too. Probably not first ballot, but you'll get in.
In his career, could have been Hall of Famer as well. So you have the killer beat, and with a good defense on in their as their trio, good. I mean, but he had teams. And he never won with those 3 star players. He never won the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, he's always been, I guess, the Patriots.
Only won
fit
one Super
in
Bowl,
the-
2008. That's it.
He was always a fit in the playoffs. So overall, since his Super Bowl, he hasn't done much, and that's.
I mean, yeah. They're making the plus is one thing, but however, they lose to inferior teams they're supposed to beat, like the Jaguars back in.
Has he been over 500 or habitual playoff team? Sure, but that doesn't mean much again when you're not winning. That's why I brought up Matt LaFleur and the Packers before, because yeah, Matt LaFleur is fairly new. He's only been a coach for a few years, but they haven't won. Now this year they're getting exposed. They do not look good whatsoever.
Mhm.
So we're looking at them, and now we're looking at the Steelers, who are kind of in the same situation. If you really put down actually look at it step by step, we could see. I don't see the Packers moving on from Matt LaFleur, but this is what holds teams back. And going back to the 49ers, John Jay, like you said, this is what holds teams back. So these 3 teams, in a way, can be compared. Maybe their situations aren't that similar, but these 3 teams, their coaches, in a way, I would say, are holding them back. Do you agree?
Which 3 coaches are holding the team back?
Yeah. I think Mike Tomlin, in a way, is holding the team back just because he hasn't, since 2008, hasn't done much. And then you got the what the fuck were they called? The Packers, Matt LaFleur's, getting exposed this year. And then you got Kyle Shanahan, who's, having a tough time getting things going.
For me, I know Michael's not gonna like this, but I've got to know Trey Smith. I know Trey Smith and Butters have a little issue, but anyway, I'm not gonna even touch that. But Trey Smith, after I got to meet him, he's only 13 years old, so it's kind of funny. But he said, you look at Mike Tomlin after he won the Super Bowl, he has 2 wins and 9 losses in the play. He's 2-9 in the playoffs, which is god awful since he won that Super Bowl. So is he a regular season coach and a bad postseason coach? And he said numbers don't lie. So I'm going to put him up there. But again, he's not as bad than a lot of the coaches in the NFL.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because we got Matt LaFleur, who's new. But what I mean is, like, Matt LaFleur, they're not going to move on from him, even though, yeah, this year he's having a bad year. But they're not going to move on from him because they've been doing nothing but winning. The Steelers.
I mean, it's the same thing with McVay. When the people, it's the thing with McVay too. Once they figured out how he ran his offense, they've been finding ways to contain him. It's happening with Matt LaFleur right now. When teams like us, the Jets, found a blueprint to stop his offense. Now the good teams are going to notice what the game plan every now and then. Not be prep his offense.
With McVay, it's a little different, I believe, because he just won the Super Bowl. When I mentioned these 3 coaches, because, like I said, Mike Tomlin hasn't won in a while. Matt LaFleur doesn't look like he's winning anytime soon, and he has been winning a lot of regular season games, but he's been suck ass in the playoffs, just like Mike Tomlin, how John Jay just said. And that same notion can kind of be on Kyle Shanahan as well, because in big games, Kyle Shanahan has been choking. So you look at Mike Tomlin and Matt LaFleur, I don't believe their teams are going to move on from them, even though they had trouble. So what is different with the Niners that would have them move on from Kyle Shanahan? That's my question, because it's one of those things. It's a tricky situation. Kyle Shanahan's a coach that there's not many coaches that are better than him. but clearly you guys probably aren't going to do much with him at the same time. It's a bad situation to be in.
I know, like Jed York. So like Jim Harbaugh was at the game today, and a lot of 49er fans, are still
Bring back Jim
reminding.
Harbaugh.
So this is what happened. So after that situation, he chose Bulky, and then he chose Tom Sula, and Tom Sula just was a yes man. He just said, okay, whatever Bulky. So Bulky ran the team and he coached the team, even though he was up in the press box, but he coached the team. Tom Sula didn't really do nothing. So they're like, all right, Tom Sula, all right, so now let's bring a coach. We brought in Chip Kelly. You guys remember Chip Kelly because you guys played him.
Yeah.
This dude was an idiot. Anyway, so, oh my goodness.
Chip Kelly.
And Chip Kelly started fighting with the players. He started, threatening the players because he had a system. Monday was something called Juice Day, and all the players had to drink
Juice Day.
Yeah, Juice Day, where they would drink juice to clean their body so he can put them in a health regimen. The players hated that. Second, Tuesday was like high school day. You went to school with backpacks and you did homework. Wednesday,
Yeah, you studied the playbook and stuff. Yeah.
Wednesday
Studying the
was defense day. Thursday was offense day, and then Friday was everyone had to be there, even if you were injured. So he basically treated the team like ass, and the players hated it. And then Jed York was like, "Oh crap, the players are hating them. People want me to be kicked out." The media was like telling people to buy the team. So he fired Bulky, and he brought in Kyle Shanahan, and Trent Bulky. I mean, not Trent Bulky. Jed York was asked, "What are you trying to accomplish?" "I'm looking for a coach and a GM to be friends, so I don't have to do nothing."
And that's not the approach to be, because at the end of the day, it's not about being friends. I mean, this is like me and my boss, or John Jay and your boss, and YC with your boss. Listen, yeah, you can be cordial and you can be friendly with your boss. That's cool. But if you're friends buddy with your boss, you're gonna take advantage. Shit's not gonna get done. You need a boss to get shit done. When I became a supervisor, and I learned this young, I'm only 19, but like last year, I got promoted as a supervisor in UPS 4 months in to starting, and I was only 18. And a lot of the people I was cool with there, they tried to take advantage, but I didn't care how young I was or how long I've been there, because I was only there for 4 months. I still put my foot down and we got shit done, because that was the job at the end. I got paid to get a job done, and UPS is one of those jobs you have to get your numbers done or else you're fucked. So that's the only way you get things done. Yeah, I was still playful with my guys, and I was joking around with them, say, hey, I would joke around them in a friendly workplace environment. But at the end of the day, hey, I need you to do this. Don't ask why. I need you to do this. Simple. All right. And then later on, hey, yeah, okay. You need me to do this for you? I got you. It's got to be a mutual thing. And sure, you can be friendly, but if shit's not getting done, it's such a lazy approach for somebody to say, I want my GM and my head coach to be friends, whether they say they want to do something like that. It's such a lazy approach to go with, because as the owner, you're not going to be on the field. You're not going to be the one coaching, obviously. And you're not going to be the one, making the draft picks and making the calls, picking up the phone, stuff like that. Sorry. But as an owner, if you have to facilitate and make sure, okay, I'm paying this guy to do this. What is he doing? Okay, he's doing good. This guy's not doing that good. It's things like that. So when your owner comes out and say that, that's a bad look for the future. Not a lot of people will see that. A lot of people will hear friends and they automatically think a good thing. Of course they will.
Yep. All right. I'll be right back in a few minutes. I got to take a phone call.
Well, anyways, what's up, YTC?
What's up?
But yeah, no, I was talking about Mike Tomlin because we got to think. When the fuck is Mike Tomlin gonna? How long is he gonna be the coach? Do you really think? You think they will move on from him in the next 5
After
years?
this year, probably not. Not this year.
I'm
Probably
saying
not.
within the next. Will you think they would move on within the next 5 years, or
Perhaps.
or do you think he's gonna be there as long as he wants, considering it's Mike Tomlin?
I mean, there's nobody out there, on his level right now in terms of, being a winning head coach right now out the market right now.
That's a
You
fact.
think you would, and plus they have a long history. They have an infrastructure. I think they've only had 3 head coaches for the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
It's only been 3 head coaches. That's it.
And
Chuck
they've been
Noll,
successful.
Bill Coward, and Mike Tomlin. That's it.
This is why the Rooney family is probably one.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
we're also
successful-
related to the Roonies. Like John's fam. Yeah, John's related to the Roonies as
Yeah,
well.
that's right. That's right. I've heard about that. And you got to think these families, close knitted, they learn from each other. This is why we're a successful franchise as well. Maybe not as successful because we're missing 2 rings, but at the same time, we're still very successful compared to
Yeah,
others.
that's infrastructure. And yeah.
Let me throw something on you, YTC.
All right.
Joe Judge, right? His first year,
Okay.
his second year, he was god awful, but his first year, Joe Judge was a big sign of improvement in a way. Yes.
Oh, what?
Joe Judge, like he was a big sign of improvement in a way. His first year,
and to an extent.
To an extent, okay.
We thought he was.
So
because our defense fought in the worst division.
We know Joe Judge is the reason Doug Peterson got fired. We know that for a fact. But Joe Judge, in a way,
after that statue made, yeah,
exactly. But Joe Judge, in a way, I'm pretty sure gotten a few more coaches fired, or if not fired, I would say shortened their lease quite a bit. Would you agree?
If Joe Judge did what?
I believe Joe Judge might have gotten maybe a few more coaches fired, or if not fired, their leash got a little bit shortened. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay, so here's my question. Brian Dable, 6-1, the first Giants coach in history to go 6-1 since 1929, which is fucking crazy to think about. Brian Dable, who's who's probably gonna be end of coach of the year. There's no way. And he's doing this with bums because on our offense we don't
have nobody at receiver right now.
Daniel Jones right now, not to big him up because I do it every week, but Daniel Jones right now, the only healthy positions he has on the field is his running back, his center,
his legs,
and himself.
And the use of his own legs, yeah.
And the defense is hurt too. So both sides of the ball are hurt. There's only 3 healthy positions: the quarterback, which is debatable, the running back, which is also debatable, and maybe 1 or 2 positions on the line, which is very debatable. It's one of these things that you got to think about. So Brian Dable is doing this. He's having success. If Brian Dable makes the playoffs, when he makes the playoffs, Brian Dable could realistically have 3 or 4 wins only on this year. I mean, 3 or 4 losses only this year. Do you think that gets these coaches, a good amount of these coaches, fired that are underperforming?
Hell yeah. You know why? Because you know what he would do? Because if you look at the team we have right now, right? We have nobody at receiver, right? Nobody. We have a lot of injuries up defense. We're up there on the bust list, basically, of injuries. He's definitely going to get a lot of head coaches fired because they're going to use that as when for new head coaches, when they, make the excuse, they don't have nothing around them.
Yeah.
For the first year, like, well, so what about that New York team up in New York? They went to the playoffs in their first year with all these injuries and all and rebuilding.
Look at
why can't you do the same thing?
Matt Eberflus from the Bears. I mean, Butters, I don't know if he's still in the comments, but I don't know. He may or may not agree, but I feel like Eberflus is one of those coaches that could end up getting fired because of Brian Dable.
Yeah, because he might be one of those coaches. And secondly, he might get him fired. And secondly, you know why he would probably get fired? Because the Bears don't have a good infrastructure and ownership. But the way the gyms, and he's not putting any weapons around fields and, any pieces around that offensive line, he's not helping his case to keep once his head coach gets fired, Brian Poles himself is going to be on a short leash himself. Either build the weapons around fields and get those lines, otherwise you'll be fired. He's going to be on a short leash after what we're doing now. Poles will still be there next year as a GM, but I wouldn't be shocked if Matt Eberflus got fired.
That's a fact. I wouldn't be shocked. Look at Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins. He looks like he knows what the hell he's doing. I know he's dealt with injuries at the quarterback position, so it's different from the injuries we've been dealing with. Because once you lose your quarterback, shit goes to hell. But Mike McDaniel over the first few weeks was doing really good. Even now, he's still winning this game without a starting QB. So,
Tua's playing.
Oh, Tua's playing? I thought it was Teddy.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, Tua's playing.
All right, so look, there you go.
But just look at this game right now. They're moving the ball really well with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
So there you go.
Just look at their numbers right now.
Even then, he's going to be back in the winning. So he's going to be fine. But these other, so you got two rookie head that are doing good.
McDaniel and Dable, they'll be up there, yeah.
And then you got Robert Saleh, who's also doing good. People like Matt Eberflus people like Matt Eberflus and there was another coach that just got hired this year.
Matt Eberflus, Arthur Smith from the Falcons.
Yeah, that's the dude from the Falcons. I don't think Matt Eberflus is last this year because Arthur Smith isn't doing bad for what he has. The dude from the Vikings.
He's winning a weak division right now. He might get a short leash because he's winning the division.
But look at the Vikings head coach. They're winning.
Oh yeah, Kevin Sullivan, something like that, isn't it? No, Kevin O'Connell, not Sullivan. Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah. So I believe Eberflus and Nathaniel Hackett probably are going to get fired.
Nathaniel Hackett's definitely getting fired, no matter what. Not even because of Dable, just because of what he's commanding now and how Russ is playing under him.
Well, you know what?
I think Matt Hackett will.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for these other franchises that are doing good as well, Nathaniel Hackett probably would have gotten another year just because he's rookie.
Yeah.
And then you look at other coaches like Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley, yeah, from the Chargers.
I wouldn't say he's getting fired because of Dable or anything like that, but his leash is definitely going to get short.
It's short, definitely, because they're losing these games they should be winning. Today against Seattle, he made a lot of boneheaded decisions.
And that's just the Chargers. That's the Chargers in general. That's just them. They've always been like that as a unit, as a franchise. And
that's an infrastructure, yeah.
Brandon Staley, he's not a bad coach, but the dude cannot understand. This is why analytics are somewhat important because I don't think they're as important as people make it, but analytics are important.
I don't use analytics
because the motherfucker.
I know for sure.
I know, but the dude will go for 4th and 15 whenever the hell he wants.
Yeah, without any reason, especially if you're backed up at your own line.
Doug Peterson did the same shit today.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, because he was just being petty. He overall hates us, but still, he was just being petty.
But you got to think, people like Brandon Staley, I don't think they get fired, but I think their leash is definitely shortened. And
their leash gets short, not because of what Dayball's doing, but because what the team, how many games he's costing them. Not even there back then. Remember the game they were supposed to tank? They were supposed to tie up the Raiders to both make the playoffs? Yeah. Instead, he calls a timeout when he could have just easily let the clock wind down. Because the Raiders were intending on letting the clock wind down, but he called the timeout.
The Raiders were like, fuck it, we'll do a tie if they don't call a tie. And then they called it, and they're like, okay, so they're trying to win. All right, whatever, fuck it then, we're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. They made their own bed after that. They could have just opened the playoffs and screwed over the Steelers right now in that last year.
I'm not making it about Dable, but I'm just being like these rookie head coaches that are succeeding, and Dable's leading the charge, and not just rookie head coaches like Robert Saleh, a second-year head coach. These head coaches, these young head coaches that are succeeding, and Dable right now is leading the charge, are the reason these coaches are going to get fired. My whole point of this conversation, because I brought up both the Dolphins and the Steelers, considering this is a Dolphins-Steelers stream, and we're looking at people like Mike Tomlin, Dable, McDaniel, Saleh. If they continue the success, Mike Tomlin's leash will get shortened. I believe so. Because Mike Tomlin is not going to win much this year, and I don't believe he'll win much next year. Maybe the year after. But this is a rebuilding team, whether the Steelers like it or not. And this is really going to shorten.
I agree. Yeah, it's clearly a rebuild. I mean, for sure. I know for sure, yeah. A lot of head coaches, Mike Tomlin's head coach is going to be short, because now he's seeing all these new innovative teams, winning and getting all the success, moving forward. They're definitely going to be forced to consider Mike Tomlin being out. Right.
Now, there's a whole other argument of that Mike Tomlin won't get fired because of all the stuff that's going on with the NFL and race and all that. But I'm not going to go there. That's not this type of stuff.
Yeah, that's not a time and place.
But I'm just saying in general, this notion.
Or could you happen to think that he's friends with the owner? He has deep ties with ownership. He's probably deep, relationship with the Maras.
Well, yeah. But my point of that is like Mike Tomlin is thought to be an untouchable coach. But depending on how these teams look over the next few years, these other teams that were supposed to be rebuilding, depending how they look, Mike Tomlin is going to be a little less untouchable.
Hey, listen. Also, not only Mike Tomlin, and it might also be Bill Belichick himself.
That's
Look
what I'm
at the
saying.
Jets right now. Look at Miami.
Robert Kraft has let it be known before that he will do whatever he wants, whether Bill Belichick likes it or not, such as keeping Brady, because Brady should have been gone.
He wanted to trade Brady and keep Garoppolo.
Brady should have been gone 5 years ago.
Remember, they were supposed to trade for Garoppolo, but not trade for Garoppolo. They wanted to trade Brady to the Niners and keep Garoppolo because he thought he could win with Garoppolo as a media quarterback.
Brady should have been gone 5 years ago, but whatever. Robert Kraft said no, fuck you, I'm gonna keep him, and then they won a Super Bowl, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you know what? Looking at how Brady is now, and looking at how Brady was his last year in New England, because that 1 year and that first year in Tampa was an anomaly to me. I mean, Tom Brady had something to prove; he proved it. Fine, but his last year in New England and this year, Belichick was right in the sense that Tom Brady's declining. I mean, you can't. Father Time defeats everybody.
Yeah.
So there's a reason. Maybe if he had what he wanted, the Patriots wouldn't be in such a pickle right now. So
yeah, who knows? If they would have got rid of him now, maybe Garoppolo would have been winning for them. You never know. Garoppolo's winning with them.
I feel like these coaches like Brian Dable and Mike McDaniel, they're going to get a lot of coaches fired. And my whole point of this is the NFL is just too big to fail. And this is why. Because you always have the next man, and then other teams will look at him like a prettier girl, and they'll be like, "Damn, I should go with her instead." And that's how it's gonna work out with the NFL. Damn, I want a Brian Dable. I want a person that's gonna.
I want a Mike McDaniel. I want a guy who's gonna have this next man up mentality and command the ideal.
It started a few years ago. I wanted a Sean McVay. What happened? Then people got Matt LaFleur and Eberflus and Kyle Shanahan. They all got a job because of Sean McVay. Same thing's gonna happen with Brian Dable. Whoever Brian.
I want a Brian Dable. I want a Mike McDaniel.
Now people who have Brian Dable. Okay. Now people are gonna want Kafka and everybody.
I want a Joe Shane at GM too. I want a Joe Shane.
Whoever Brian Dable has under him is whoever Brian Dable's coaching tree is gonna be the next. Oh, I want this guy. I want that guy.
Yeah, they're gonna be going for guys like Mike Kafka to be a head coach possibly. Guys like Martindale. Guys like whoever the quarterback coach is right now. Whoever our staff is. You never know. Those guys.
It's one of the things. The NFL is just too big to fail. That's why I like quarterbacks. The same thing. Everybody wants a Mahomes or Josh Allen. So if you're not Mahomes or Josh Allen, teams are most likely going to move on from you. That's why Daniel Jones, for example, has a tough time because he isn't a Mahomes. He isn't a Josh Allen.
I can accept that. He's not going to consistently put up those numbers.
But you know who Daniel Jones plays? Honestly, what quarterback do you think Daniel Jones looks like? Or can you name a quarterback? Is the better question.
You know what he's reminding me of?
Who?
No, 2013 Andrew Luck in terms of pocket passing, but added mobility. 2013 Andrew Luck.
That's a good one, not just because I love Andrew Luck. I mean, the man's a fucking dog, but you got to think about it. This man isn't. You know what? I can see what you're saying, but you know why I can't say he reminds me so much about Andrew Luck is because he makes the way he runs is special for me. Because if Daniel Jones does anything correctly, it's run. He made a few decisions last year where he put his head down too early and got a concussion. But since his rookie year, he's been running the ball like crazy. I'm gonna hold it down while he's gone. Daniel Jones runs the ball however he wants to, and it works. I mean, there's a reason we're winning games. There's a reason he has 5 game-winning drives in 7 weeks, beating everybody by. Let me see. The next person after him has 3, and it's dudes like him that if he gets the right wide receiver or whatever like that, he will succeed. So the Giants aren't gonna look for another Mahomes or Allen. That's an anomaly. Daniel Jones is gonna prove to be an anomaly. There's a difference between that. So teams are always gonna look for this guy and that guy, and there's a reason why there's always a new draft class because people are gonna get drafted every year. There's gonna be 3 years down the line. There's gonna be a draft class, the next best quarterback draft class, and 5 quarterback needy teams, just like there was in 2018. It's
Yeah.
just normal. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Kenny Pickett, if he could succeed, I go back to the Steelers because Steelers are considered are a weird team. And I said this a few streams ago. I've been saying this the last few streams. I don't think it's the Steelers. I think it's Mike Tomlin. But nobody's gonna admit that, considering it's Mike Tomlin.
All right, hang on. Someone's backstage. Let me go ahead and get him in. So far, this game's been standstill, just defensive.
Yeah, that's why
a lot of defense in this game. So far in this game, it's still the same score. Anyway, I'll get the person and whoever's backstage right now. Hang on. Yeah, they're advertising the Packers next week and the Bills. I'll be live for that.
He's mad at what I said about
No, it's John. Never mind.
I'm back. Anyway,
yeah.
Nothing much.
We were just discussing quarterbacks, how this year's Daniel Jones reminds me of 2013 Andrew Luck, in terms of being a passer.
You see, Andrew Luck's early retirement was because they never developed an offensive line. He was a good quarterback.
Yeah.
The reason why I think you said Andrew Luck is because Andrew Luck won games regardless. And that's exactly
what with nothing around him, with barely anything around them, yeah. And he still managed to get those game-winning drives.
A lot of Daniel Jones haters will mention his lack of wins. I think he has double losses over wins, right? But now that's improving. I mean, I think he was 12 and 24, maybe something like that.
Yeah, 12 and 20. He's 12 and 20. I think it was 12 and 24. I think now he's 18 and 25 or something.
No, he's 17. He's 17 and 25, which is getting better.
Yeah, he's getting there. Yeah, listen, he's getting there.
He's 8 wins away from breaking 500 again.
So we would have to finish like 4 and 13, yeah, just to get close to 500. Yeah.
So, just like with the coaches, once again, certain Daniel Jones is the anomaly in my opinion. But like I said, just like with the coaches, everybody's gonna want a new Sean McVay or a new, whatever.
The next big thing, like Dable and McDaniel, yeah.
Exactly. They're gonna want they want the new Mahomes, the new Josh Allen. That's why I feel like the Niners probably drafted a Trey Lance because he's getting comparisons about Mahomes. Or
he was getting Mahomes comparisons, Russell Wilson, fucking
Justin
all
Fields,
these,
same thing. Justin Fields was getting comparisons.
Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott comparisons. I saw a lot of Dak Prescott comparisons, man.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, this draft.
This is why there's always going to be a new job available, whether it's coaching or being a player. The NFL is just too big to fail. I think about this all the time.
Yeah. And it's a next man up league as well for a lot of positions, too. It's a next man up league in general.
If RG3 would have stood healthy, man would probably still be dominating today. But he couldn't. So
I could say the same thing with Luck. If Luck was playing in the current Colts, they'd be Super Bowl contenders, in my opinion. If he was playing on the Colts right now with the offensive line they have now, they'd be Super Bowl contenders.
Probably.
No, because Andrew Luck elevates anyone around him, basically. He knew how to elevate with randoms. And talents like Alex Pierce, Michael Pitt. If he had Alex Pierce, Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell, and Jonathan Taylor's his running back, he would have eaten this. They would have been contenders right now.
That's why running back is the best example of this because it's a revolving door. It's the least healthy position in the league, and on top of that, it's between running back and wide receiver for the least healthy. But running back, I think, is a little less healthier. And on top of that,
no, running backs, yeah, it's an expendable position for sure.
There's always an available position, so everybody's gonna want the new Todd Gurley or the new Saquon Barkley or Ezekiel Elliott. They're gonna want these guys.
They want the next Kenneth Walker. They're gonna say they want the next Breece Hall. They want the next Kenneth Walker, the next Dameon Pierce, like those guys. Yeah,
that's why there will always be an available job in the NFL, no matter what. So I think about it, and it's like the teams. I think this is set up. Even though the worst team in the NFL gets the first pick in the draft, I feel like the way it's just set up is that the teams.
And so far, this running back class is really good, though. For three running backs, yeah.
The teams that suck are set up in a way to suck because the way you look at it, they're set up in a way that they should be able to get good picks and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like economics in the U.S. And I'm not trying to get political or nothing, but just as an example, the poor is designed. Okay. The system is designed for the poor to stay poor. So these trash teams, the Lions, the Jags, Texans, stuff like that, or just the Lions and the Cardinals since they're old, right?
Or any
They're
team with bad
designed-
infrastructure.
Exactly. The NFL, in a way, is designed for them to stay bad. Even
Yeah,
though their
poverty, yeah.
owners suck, but the NFL is designed for them to stay bad because there's no fucking way that Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson, Megatron himself, couldn't get more success than what they did. There's no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the Cardinals, who should have won that Super Bowl if it wasn't for Santonio Holmes.
That was a fact.
There's
Or
no-
pick six from James Harrison.
There's no fucking way that the Cardinals are the oldest team in the NFL, quote unquote, and they have 0 rings. The Jets, the goddamn Jets, have more rings than them by 1, but still, it's crazy. This because the Jets were a story. The Jets are a story because as much as we all hate the Jets or hate on them or whatever, they are a very important team in the NFL because if it wasn't for them winning that Super Bowl, there's no AFC. Or there's half these teams aren't here. Because remember, it's the NFL and the AFL, and it was the championship.
Yeah, the AFL working, yeah.
Exactly. Those were the conferences. And as Eric Cartman said, nah, the teams that suck had bad management. Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, that too. And also,
But
you want to know
that's-
what the biggest team that came from the AFL too?
Yeah.
You know what? The Cowboys.
But
Until they realigned them.
I'm gonna piggyback on what Eric Cartman said. You're right, but think about it like this:
A lot of good teams came out the
Think about
AFL
it
when they merged the NFL.
if you give the Lions or the Browns, for example, Browns are a perfect pick because they had so many top 5 picks. They drafted so many quarterbacks, and they always made the wrong picks. If you're giving bad management high picks, they're most likely still going to make the wrong picks. And all those
exactly.
good
They're
players-
continuing doing every year. It's the same
all
thing.
those good players are gonna fall back in the rounds. They're gonna fall back to the good teams. And even if these bad teams still are able to get a generational player, doesn't matter because they're not gonna develop them the right way. Look at Washington. Look at what they did to Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Look what they did to Dwayne Haskins. Look what they did to Jason Campbell. Look what they did to RG3. Kirk Cousins was the closest thing they had to a franchise quarterback, and they disregarded him like he was nothing.
Jason Campbell was successful. I'm not saying he was good, but he had success in the league. It's just that the circumstance, is what it is. Now, the problem that that I still argue with everybody else is that if you're a team and you have $1 billion, okay, you have $1 billion. You have all the money in the world to find the right front office. What does that mean? You get the best of the best. It's just like all right. So I was an employer, and when I was looking for coaches, people were like, "All right, I have this credential. I went to this college. Okay, wonderful. Go on the field and coach." And that was my test. If you cannot do it, I'm not going to have you on my staff. Yeah. Oh no. So guess what? They formed their own teams. They took their credentials. Every time I would play those teams, I would kick their butts because no one can ever coach like me. Why? Because my mentors were old school. We always taught that stuff. And I don't know how many times we won championships or played in titles. And I had new kids every year, basically from 12 to 19. Every single time I had new, and we always won because I knew what the hell I was doing. But these owners look at profits. As long as the money's coming in, as long as they're doing what they're doing, they're gonna do what brings in the profit.
The Jets.
For example, Jerry Jones is the richest owner in the NFL.
Owner in NFL, yeah, definitely, yeah.
But he makes a lot of dumb decisions. How many coaches after he fired Jimmy Johnson? Oh my goodness!
Finally, it's a rap sheet.
Finally, they got Bill Parcells, and Bill Parcells
The best coach in NFL history, Bill Parcells.
You know.
Because he was a loudmouth, and he brought that swag from New York. Because he's from the
New York,
New Jersey.
He's from New Jersey, of course, yeah.
So he brought that
The best
swag
state in
to
the
a
US.
state.
Yeah, West Coast, East Coast style.
I know. So this is the thing that a lot of people forget. Like, if you're from New York and the East Coast, you have a big mouth because that's
Yeah,
the
for sure.
culture over there.
Yeah, John Jay, you already know that. Grant Cohen.
You already know.
So in Texas, you know, they're that cowboy style, country style, that's how it is. So that's the reason why they hate New York and why they hate California. Because they think you guys are, stupid. They think that we're, idiots. And that's why every state is very different. That's why every state has stereotypes. But the point of the matter is that Jerry Jones hated that and he fired him. But they found Tony Romo. He was a smart coach. So if Jerry Jones would have put his bias away just for one moment, imagine what he could have done with the Cowboys.
Hey, listen, more importantly, what he would have done with Jimmy Johnson if he let him build around the team and not be about his ego.
Like, the Bears and the Packers are the two oldest, like the oldest organizations in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers, like their fame is Vince Lombardi. The Bears, George Halas. But in the common era, or basically in the modern era,
today's day and age,
the Packers have had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and in a 30-year period, only have 2 Super Bowls. Okay.
Hey, John Jay, real quick. I just want to say real quick, Eric Carbon, you're right. It's not. I'm not saying that the league is the problem. No, it's the actual franchise itself. But the way the system is, the bad teams are just going to stay bad. And the reason I say that is because look at the Jags. They drafted the next Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, and Trevor Lawrence. But he hasn't really looked that good. Yeah, he's looking decent this year, but he hasn't looked that good. So he's going to get wasted in a way. So I wouldn't say it was designed like that in the beginning, but over time, that's what it became. So that's why I'm saying it. Now, go ahead, John.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the Bears and when George Halas ran the Bears, they won a lot of NFL titles. He was a great coach. He was smart. Then the modern era, the Bears, what have the Bears been? They win some games, have some quality seasons, but then they're kind of ass. I hate to say that. So, but they have history, they have legacy. Okay?
Yeah, from the old days.
So, the point of the matter is that, again, there are 32 NFL teams. I think that's a little bit too much. But again, we have something called digital media, television, yada yada. Television needs content. So basically, every channel needs content. So the more games you play, for example, the new playoff system, for the televisions, they make billions of dollars, but they don't care what happens as long as they get their money. NCAA, they're putting more teams in there. It's just a way, but it's good for television.
Business.
The same thing for the NBA. The extra 2 teams, which is
with these playing tournaments.
And then
playing
FIFA,
tournaments. Yeah.
And then FIFA, because we're going to see FIFA, they want to expand to 40 teams because it brings
different countries, more countries. Yeah.
So television needs more stuff. The NFL knows that, so that's why the NFL does a Thursday night game, Sunday,
a London game,
Sunday night game, and of course Monday.
Yep, and a London game too. If you count that.
That's why they've been complaining. We need to put more games. We need to put more teams. We need to have an international following. But at the end of the day, the point is that, I can't believe I'm going to use this example. I hate doing this. The Seattle Seahawks before Pete Carroll were ass.
Yeah.
What has Pete Carroll done? He wins. Even now, he's winning with Geno Smith.
He's winning with a fucking Russ.
So Pete Carroll is a great coach.
And with Geno as his quarterback.
At the end of the day, they made Seattle, a good powerhouse for over a decade. Because of
Legion of Boom, yeah.
Look what happened to the 49ers. We had Jim Harbaugh. He took a team that was 6-10. We go to 3 NFC championship games, a Super Bowl, and he gets fired because the owners have their prerogative.
Our butthurt. None of that matters if you're close to winning. Whoa, that's game. Pick
Jim Harbaugh has the highest winning percentage in only 4 seasons in any coach in NFL history. But why is he not in the NFL? Because an owner was talking about money. The owner looked at Jim Harbaugh and he thought, you're a commodity. I can find someone better than you. What has Jed York had and his stupid father?
What has he found in those 6 years after Harbaugh left?
Let's look at all the coaches. Derek Erickson, that was a disaster. Mike Nolan, that was a disaster. Tom Sula twice, that was a disaster. Jim Harbaugh, great. Then Chip Kelly, and now Kyle Shanahan.
Yep, Kyle.
So
commodity my ass if that's the case, yeah.
and I can't believe I want to say this. Like the Patriots, for as long as they've been relevant under Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, I know.
What's going to happen once Bill Belichick? New England's going to suck again.
Yeah, they are like they did.
That's
in the
okay.
80s.
It's okay. They're gonna have Steve. They're gonna have Steve Belichick.
So,
yeah, Steve Belichick's son.
but we don't know if he's gonna be like his father. Like oh yeah, he has the Bill Belichick.
No, correction. They're gonna have Matt Patricia as an interim head coach.
And Joe Judge.
So yeah, they are going to be. They're going to be awful.
Co-head coaches sharing play calling.
Okay.
We're going to see the first ever head coaching duo.
I can't believe this is going to come out of my mouth. But the Cowboys were invented in 1960. After 6 seasons of being horrible, they brought in a guy named Tom Landry, and they were good for a long time.
Yep, throughout the 70s.
They brought in what's his name? Jimmy Johnson.
Them and the Steelers, yeah.
Since Jimmy Johnson, the Cowboys have been ass.
That is a fact. They have the same amount of playoff wins as the Jaguars since they
entered the league. Hey, John Jay, let me ask you something. Why, when I think of the most consistent teams in the NFL all time, I think of the Steelers because they've won a lot, and they haven't won for about 12, 13 years now.
I mean, they haven't had any record of under 500 for a very long time.
They're still pretty fairly consistent team. I think the Giants, as far as rings, we win once a decade. I feel like that's a bit consistent. Maybe the regular season, no, but I would say.
The Giants were very 50-50. We go through slumps of periods of us being trash for like a couple of long years. Then we're good again for a turnaround every decade now or the decade.
The Patriots,
it happens a lot.
The Patriots in history, no, but the dynasty, yes. But see, you think of certain teams. Now, what happened? Because on that list, both the Niners and the Cowboys were both on that list at one point. And now, obviously, they're not. Because they haven't won for a very long time. Yeah, they've had very good regular season teams.
They've had success in the playoffs, but
they haven't won.
Not in the playoffs, in regular season.
They haven't won since 30 years ago, damn near. So what do you think the problem is? Other than you have the ownership, that's definitely a problem. But I'm thinking there's got to be something else other than that. There has to be something, or is it just ownership?
Well,
it's definitely ownership. Ownership plays factor for sure.
So basically, Jerry Jones is owner, general manager.
That motherfucker be the head coach if he could have.
Basically, he's
he could be the head coach if he wants to.
He is a team advisor, and then his children do all the. So basically, the Jerry Jones family has.
It's a family, yeah. The whole family runs the team,
which is weird. Okay, my coworker, not to be mistaken to a neighbor who lives in my neighborhood. My coworker somehow was born in the Bay Area, but has been a Dallas Cowboy fan, which is kind of weird.
That's just crazy.
And his family, they've always lived in California. So he was a Cowboys fan, and he would always say, "We're gonna go to the Super Bowl because Jerry Jones is king." Yada yada. He was delusional. So one day he's like, "Yo, John Jay, what does my Cowboys have to do to be good?" Well, you got Tony Romo, but you don't have a defense. So what happened? I don't know if Jerry Jones is can read minds. They started drafting defensive players, but Tony Romo was his time was running out. They developed a good defense, a good offensive, and then Tony Romo gets hurt. Dak Prescott comes in. Oh, look what Dak Prescott did. He went 13-3. He had a running back, offensive line, good defense.
Yep. And that's the reason he got paid.
Once that defense left or retired, some of the offense retired, and Zeke,
the lineman got old. The line started
what
faltering.
Dak Prescott become? A quarterback with inflated stats.
Yep, stat padding. No better than Matthew Stafford or Matt Ryan.
A Pat Stafford. Pat.
Yep, a Pat Stafford no better than him and Matt Ryan, who's up there in the top passing categories. He's practically just as their level, and Rodgers too.
Yep. Like, let's look at, a different sport, baseball. Why have the Yankees been so successful during their history, winning 27 titles
27, yeah.
in over 100 years?
Yeah, YTC said it was going to be 28 this year, but,
So, okay.
Go ahead.
So here's the point. Steinbrenner took over a team, and in the late 70s, 80s, they won 4 titles and they won 6 pennants. In the early 90s, something happened, but they brought in a great prospect. So from the mid 90s all the way to the early 2000s, they won 4 more titles in 6 seasons. So from Steinbrenner's time, he had 8 titles and 12 pennants. He passed away. What have his children done? And I can't believe his children are money investors. They're bankers. They're Wall Street people.
Yeah.
Their kids don't know shit about baseball because they went to financial school. As long
the
as
Yankees
those kids
in their own right are financially.
Away, but the youngest brother needs to get his butt, his head out of his butt and be like your father.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
Pitching, because you guys have a lot of offense. You need pitching. And you guys
our bullpen is very inconsistent, yeah.
So, yeah.
Hopefully they address that issue now.
I like how we had this. I like how we had this whole fucking conversation spanning with a bunch of different branches, and there still hasn't been any score change in the last quarter.
Yep. Dolphins are trying to run the clock. It's been nothing but defense and punts.
Hey, Mike Tomlin, I've been saying this for a few weeks. No disrespect to Mike Tomlin, but Mike Tomlin hasn't.
Your time's running out.
He hasn't done enough.
But yeah, your time's running out, Tomlin.
Since his ring, he hasn't done enough. If Tom Coughlin, right, who he struggled with regular season records, so it's not quite Mike Tomlin. But if Tom Coughlin, right, after winning a ring, is still in the hot seat, Mike Tomlin, there's no reason he shouldn't be on the hot seat, and he hasn't won in a while. Not very a fair comparison in a way, considering Mike Tomlin's the more successful coach as in the regular season or whatever. But at the same time, given the good amount of years difference, I just feel like Mike Tomlin, his time is running out. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you got to factor his age. He's only 50-something. There's no way in hell he's retiring anytime soon.
No, because Coughlin came to the Giants when he was in his late 50s or early 60s, I think.
Exactly, and
then compared to what Tomlin came in, yeah.
And Tomlin right now is only 54. Let's just say.
All right, everybody, you guys have a good night.
Yeah,
I got invited.
Once this game's over, I got to go
to Wolfcast, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right,
I'll see you. But yeah, once this game's over, I'm gonna head over to Giants Nation stream. Hopefully, 2K's downloaded. I left the PlayStation on for about a cool minute now, just to get this game to download.
TLP said, "What's up, YTC, aka Bodega Romeo Santos from the Bronx, in here hosting NFL San Juan Sounds."
Oh wow! It's because I sang a Romeo Santos line on a fucking.
That's who you are now, Romeo Santos.
All because I sang the "I Mujeres" part on a fucking TRL stream.
Stupid. Fucking yo, YTC gonna come in the channel. Let me find out. Just like that. Fucking Romeo Santos. Look, overall, I fuck with his music. I'm not a really big bachata fan, but Romeo Santos is probably the king.
No, they blast this motherfucking music more than Bad Bunny than anything. Him and fucking Aventura.
I'll definitely blast Romeo Santos before I blast Bad Bunny. I will say that.
Yeah,
and I don't even like
most of these. My mom would do the same thing too. Most of my favorite relatives as well.
I'm not gonna cap. A lot of girls, right? They didn't like the fact that I wasn't a big fan of bachata. So if anybody out there is trying to get a girlfriend,
actually, Max was a metalhead, but yeah.
Well, I'm saying a lot of Hispanic girls. I mean, unless your girl is Hispanic as well, but I mean, like a lot of Hispanic girls.
No, my girl was
I-
Hispanic and a metalhead. She listened to bachata too every now and then too.
Well,
Back
see,
then.
I used to like this Hispanic girl who's a metalhead, but that's like I feel like that's a rare case in some points because you don't see a lot of metalheads nowadays anyway. But I mean,
Yeah,
like
that is
in
true.
general,
I got lucky.
most Spanish girls or most Caribbean girls. Let me see that first. They like bachata.
Yeah, Caribbeans and South Americans.
They like bachata. They also really like Bad Bunny for some reason.
They love Bad Bunny. That is true. Most of these foreign women, yeah, that are from Spanish countries,
they were on Suicide Watch when he kissed a guy.
Yeah, they were crying their sleep, crying to their pillows and shit. Probably started sending them death threats.
Right,
we were supposed to be together. We were supposed to be my you were my husband and shit.
Yeah, my mom used to love
fantasies
Prince Royce. My mom used to love Prince Royce.
Prince Royce, yeah. My mom too. My mom also loved Juanes.
I used to
Juanes
hate that
and
shit
fucking
sometimes.
yeah. Talking about like Camisa Negra head ass and shit. Yeah, those suck.
Yeah, that's my shit. Nah, my girlfriend just went to a concert with her sister.
Oh, my mom too, yeah.
I think I told you, right, that my girl went to a concert, Wisin Yandel.
Yeah, Wisin Yandel, yeah.
I told my boy, he was like, yo, that's my shit. He was like, hace calor. I'm like, fucking.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
But for me, like, bachata was never really my thing. I used to love salsa, but
I can't dance to begin with, but still. You ain't gonna see me crip walk or none of that shit.
I can dance, just I'm not a big fan.
I don't
of
dance.
Like my mom,
I don't crip walk or none of that shit or fucking bachata and shit.
He said YTC is a Charlie Parra de Riego clone.
Wait, what?
A Charlie Parra de
Diego Forlan?
I'm done.
Charlie Parra de Diego clone? Oh, wow. I'm going to Google this. Let me find out this man looks like me right now. I'm about to Google this shit after this. Let me Google myself. Diego. What is his name? Diego what?
Charlie Parra de Riego.
Charlie Diego. All right. Let me see.
No,
possibly.
Del Riego. R.
Del Riego. I thought it was Diego.
Nah, fucking. It's funny because YTC is just Loki. He's a lighter skinned Don Omar.
Don Omar. Oh wow! No, lighter skin. Yeah, okay. I don't have dreads though. I don't got no dreads. That's probably TOP though.
You could have dreads, motherfucker.
I could, but I had dreads before. By the way, you know the fucking hairstyle.
That's why I said it. You told me.
I've had dreads before. No, because my sister braided my hair back then in high school. I used to braid my hair back then, so yeah, when I had longer hair.
You told me you had some issues back in the day with certain females. That's why I was singing "Pobre Diabla" for you.
All right, Charlie. What? Let me Google this man. Charlie Del.
This one's actually funny. YTC was caught singing "Noche de Sexo" by Wisin Yandel and Romeo to the local.
Oh, this man TOP talking shit. Oh wow,
that's fucking.
This man
hilarious.
really running with.
That is fucking hilarious. I ain't gonna lie, that shit's.
Get the fuck out of here! I didn't sing the noches and fucking.
I can imagine you singing "Noche de Sexo."
Oh my god!
If this wasn't YouTube, I'd play the song, but you know how YouTube is.
Anyway, game over. Texans, yeah, Kenny Pickett threw the game away. Yeah, Dolphins won. No shocker.
Yeah, I mean, Mike McDaniel's back on the score, but I like McDaniel. And the defense hasn't missed a beat without Brian Flores.
Charlie Del Riego. Let me see. All right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, actually. You know what? You're not wrong. Charlie Del Riego. I can see the comparison. You're not wrong, because motherfuckers told me before I look Peruvian to an extent when I had longer hair. That I look Peruvian.
I can see Peruvian.
No, motherfuckers told me I look Peruvian. I'm not going to lie. I kind of do. Darker skin,
I feel like me, I have a face where I could pass for a bunch of different things. I could pass for Puerto Rican. I could pass. I was told.
Hey, listen,
Peruvian,
if I grow a beard, people thought I was Middle Eastern, so I can pass for a lot of countries.
I was told white. I was told like a bunch of different things. So
I also got told Italian when I dyed my skin for some girls. I also got told a lot of countries, Middle Eastern, Italian, fucking Peruvian. I got a lot of ethnicities they call me.
Fuck all that. Were you really singing Noche de Sexo To the Latino
No.
thoughts? The local Latino thoughts?
No.
Then you found out you went into what the fuck is that club in by Newark? Shit, I'm trying to think.
Oh, Maravillos?
I think
Maravillas? That's all I know.
I think it's in Elizabeth, but it's not lobby. I know that for a fact.
Noches de Colombia? I don't know.
I mean, you probably were singing.
Anyways, game's over. I'm about to wrap up the stream. I'll see you. If you're going to over there, I'm going to head over there once I'm done with the pick'ems. I'll be over on Giant Stations.
Oh, I forgot about him. Jeez.
Anyways, I'm going to wrap up the stream. I got to upload the pick'ems. All right, YTCL. This man.
Pobre diablo.